hear myself through my headphones. Yes, man. Like, I feel real good about this right now.
Pay attention, because you are now listening to Permission to Speak Freely.
Just like the TikTok era, just the fear mongering and, just urban legend, like, kind of like era now where people just, hey, do this, I'm setting you up for success and all that. So either we start out like, because whenever this episode drops, either everybody lost their OMPF access. You know what I mean? Like that's where that's kind of where we are in the world, right? When this episode come out, like everybody lost their OMPF access, and hopefully they printed everything out. And the new chief eval is on NAVFIT, right? That's kind of like the world we in, where we recording and don't know like what the fuck is going to happen.
I tell you what, though, hey, we need to check on old Bill, man. So every time something come out about a nav admin, man, Bill be on their ass out there, man. Bill Houlihan be on their ass. Did it come from me? Did it come from me?
Yeah.
If it ain't come from me, it didn't happen. Let's go.
He got hit up. That's why, like, people asking questions. Like when we got a chat, like a CMC chat in my region, and they put it in there, and I'm like, hey, I don't know about this, like, because it ain't come from no official channels. And then it went up. Now, I don't know if that's when, I'm sure Bill probably got it way more than that, but it went up all the way to Fleet. And then I think it went back down to Bill. And I think that's when Bill put it in Facebook, but probably not. Like, here's me trying to say, like, I'm the reason, right? But probably not. Like, he probably got it from like a million other people, but he said that it wasn't a thing, right? OMPF, the thing wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Right? We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I think My Navy HR even started putting it out like, hey, this is not a thing. We're going to put out more clarifying word about this later, but you don't need to download your OMPF.
It's probably somebody like, yo, don't believe them. Like, it's like people
when I got bored when I was in Iraq, and I started, like, me and my friend would start telling people like that we were going to get extended 3 more months just to see how long it would take for the CO to gather all of us together and be like, hey guys, I don't know where this is coming from, but we're not getting extended for 3 months.
What was your rank?
I was an E4.
I was a chief, man. This was last year, bro.
Yeah, I was doing it last year. You're like, that ain't right. No, that's easy to pass as a chief. I wanted to see, like, from my little level, how long until I could get it so important that the CO's like, I got to address this.
Did he address it?
Yeah, of course he did. He had to.
Yeah, how long did it take? It normally don't take long, huh?
It took 2 days. I mean, it didn't take any time at all. I was surprised that it took 2 days, but he was like, he waited for us to come back from a foot patrol, and he was like, hey, all hands over here in the COP. Hey guys, we're not getting extended for 3 months as of right now. I don't know where this is coming from. And I'm out there like, yeah, where is this coming from?
Yeah, damn well. Hey, that happened to me. So 2 of those things, like, so the first thing is, I remember one time one of our COs got on the 1MC. He was like, hey, this whole racial slur Wednesday thing is not a thing. I was like, what?
That's how you roll over that Damo? That's how you roll it, man?
This was my first shit, my first command.
Wow.
Yeah, my first command. Like,
that had to be like the USS Alabama or something.
It was the Villa Gulf.
Okay.
He was like, and then the other thing you're talking about. So one time we had got a cake. Somebody got a cake for somebody's birthday, and they left it in my office. I was the LPO in my command. They left the cake in my office, and I took a slice, and I guess I ain't like close it all the way or whatever. So the cake got hard, man, and like somebody was in there bitching about it, like who the fuck took that slice of cake? Like, it's all like they was like, yo, they ain't close it back, yo, it's all hard now. Like, who the hell did it? And I'm sitting there looking like, yeah, like, who the hell did it?
I just like, how dare someone take my cake and then leave it open?
Where they at? And I'm like, yo, I wasn't like scared of the person, but in that moment I was like, I did not want to say like, hey, bro, my bad.
Because they were so upset.
Nah, they was pissed, bro, about this cake.
Yeah.
So another thing that could be happening is this chief eval could be on NAVFIT by today, whenever this episode drops. So hopefully that's a thing too. And some NAV admin would have came out, and the new 1610 instruction would have came out, and all of those things would be happening.
Yeah.
Right? Another thing, what's up?
Go ahead, Damo.
The results will be out this week. if this episode come out on Monday, we might just throw this episode out on some random day and like watch the magic happen. But if we come out next Monday, the results will be out this week too. So, big stuff on the horizon.
Yeah. Good luck to everybody that's waiting.
Yeah, man. It's big time. This is the time, man. It's all the little hair standing up on everybody's arms and it's gonna be some happy people and it's gonna be some pissed off people. Why me people? Why not me people?
There's gonna be a lot of first classers walking around being like, I didn't make it because I don't do politics.
Yeah.
That's why, because I don't kiss ass.
Yeah,
man. It's so many different flavors of people that don't make it too, man. That's the flavor. It's that one person that was prepared to for their name to be heard for the last couple of weeks, then like kind of like started canceling friends. And I know people know what that's like kind of started canceling friends and their name ain't gonna get heard, man. You know what I mean?
That was just crushing.
Yeah, I was a part of a group. Again, I think I talked about it on the pod when I was with LCS, and all of us was up for it, man. And we started, the ones that was up for it started eating together and shit.
Y'all was like, we already selected. Let's separate ourselves. We're going to get on this PQS.
Yo, ain't none of us make it, man. We might as well have just kept eating together for moral support. Yeah.
That's wild right there, Damo. Hey, I had it pretty easy though, man, because before I made it, I went to Captain Mass 2 years prior. So I didn't think I was making it regardless. I was chilling. I ain't making it anyway. You know what I mean? So
you're like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I didn't even put a package in or nothing. So I was like, yeah, whatever. So I had a pretty good time. I wasn't worried about anything. I was really surprised though when I did make it.
Yeah, I bet. I'll be in that group, bro. Like that's a dark group to be in. Man.
I know, man.
Right.
On the flip side, like being a chief and having a sailor, like no joke, every wicket and then some. Like all of the wickets. And so all of us make the mistake, or I'll speak for myself, I'll use I statements. I make the mistake of being like, oh man, like, oh yeah, hey, when you're there, like, this and that, hey, get ready though. Have you prepared? Like, I'm doing all this, like, the dude's already made it. I might as well have just pinned him. And then his name doesn't get called and he turns around, I'm like,
yeah, what you gonna say, man? I don't know, bro.
Get him next year.
Next year, man. Like,
we're gonna get him next year.
Next year.
You told me this year.
What? Hey, man, hey, you know what? I want to say this. Hey, anybody out there that got some wild stories, man, hit us up, man. We'll love to hear some of them stories, man. It's some wild stories out there. 'Cause I know I've been a part of some, so I know it's some wild ones out there, man. For real.
Look, Damon, like, don't tell no stories about me.
Like, leave the names out of it, maybe.
Yeah, keep the names out of it, most definitely.
Yeah, hey, the next year, though, thankfully.
For the listeners, just so y'all do know, we joined by Josh Mackey, y'all. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it ain't sad. We just don't do intros no more. What's your rate, bro?
I'm an HM.
HM.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, matter of fact, hey, congratulations, 20 years of service.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That was
just yesterday. 20 years. I got 1 year
service,
left.
Man. Nice.
Congrats, bro.
Congrats.
Yeah, I was just on your TikTok too. I saw like a Star Wars TikTok. That shit had me cracking up. It was weird. It was about the combo cover. It just had me cracking up.
He got a lot of shit that had me cracking up, man. Dude, I was flipping through. I was like, oh shit, that shit funny as hell.
So it's so funny. I've always just played around on social media. And before I forget, hey, thanks for letting me come into y'all's space and talk. I appreciate it. I enjoy listening to y'all and the way you chop it up and whatnot. I was mad as hell when I heard all of the topics last week, and that was the one that I couldn't make because I had so much. Bro. I was sitting there working out, listening to it, and I'm like talking back like you could hear me. Anyway, I'm sitting there like, I saw this trend on TikTok where it was like, hey, like you look happier. Thanks. I started working out or I quit my job or whatever. And that's what's funny. Like, I'll come up with this whole bit with me and my son, and then it'll get like 3 views. I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, we're just doing it to have fun. I'm sitting in my car outside the MEP station when my son's about to dip in. And I'm like, oh, this would be funny. I'm in uniform. I'll do like, hey, you look miserable. Yeah, thanks. Some girl just told me she'd rather walk into traffic than join the military. I'm like, that's funny. So I filmed it real quick, shut it off, went inside, came back out. And it was at like 200,000 views, like just blew up.
Wow.
And I filmed it in 5 seconds and didn't even think about it. And then I go to the comments and it's like, that's because you're a predator. You should kill yourself. I hope that the Taliban kills you. I'm like, oh my God.
Damn.
Yeah, you just
And
rage
like,
baited.
I've been called mouthy at every rank I've held, and to include this one. So I'm like fighting the urge of old Josh, and I'm still like, well, I'm not even in these high schools. I recruit doctors. So there you go. You look stupid. Like,
Yeah, you rage baited a bunch of people. That's pretty much.
I rage bait them.
Yeah,
But I even made a video about the undershirts, and y'all were talking about them last week. I'm like,
that's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you?
yes, because we have 4 undershirts that we're authorized to wear. Because somebody saw me wearing a V-neck, and they were like, I guess Chiefs don't have to wear undershirts. And I'm like, actually, I'm wearing one of the 4 authorized shirts that we have.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that.
Yeah,
But I
think it's
guess
good.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I think it's good that we get the whole space to have like certain conversations like now on a better forum than like just the knife hand joint. Like, hey, you can't do it. Like, it's like, all right, so you challenge me, I respond to your challenge, you know?
Yep.
And let's talk, let's talk like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. People gonna do that whole, I guess,
Yeah, and you had it right last week, Tisha. I think you said like sailors can't wait. Like they wait for Chiefs and they're like, I finally got you. And like, even if you do get me, I'm like, okay, like I was wrong. Like I'll fix it. Like no big deal.
Right.
Too easy. Too easy.
Easy. But they can't let the roles reverse and you tell them, oh my God. Oh my God. The world is crashing.
You don't like me. He's just singling me out.
It's oppression. When they say it about the baby
They
hair,
held us down for
it's
17
oppression.
years.
Oh yeah, the baby hair thing got pretty real.
Man, they were mad. I was like, oppression? Really? That's a bit much.
Yeah, there's people mad at Sydney Sweeney right now. But I ain't gonna get into that though. We wait. That'll happen some other time.
Right before this, I was like, I wonder if he's gonna bring up Sydney Sweeney. I mean, that is like all up in the news.
Yeah, of course I'm on it, bro. But I'm gonna leave it alone. I will say this. What y'all been up to? What y'all weeks like? What's going on since the last time we talked?
Hey, my week been good, crazy, man. My week been moving, man. Like I've been like getting settled in. Last week I was, just moved in. Now I'm just, man, you got so many boxes, stuff that you really need to throw away. You really don't need.
And packing paper.
And you packing paper, but you still keeping it though. You know what I mean? You know you don't want it, but you still, man, we got so many. Then I'm gonna tell you, right, the most annoying thing ever, man, is cords, electrical cords that I have that I don't know where they go, man. Like I got boxes and stuff, of course, everywhere, man. Like where this thing goes. So I just got a whole open container somewhere. Just throw them in there. Just put them in there. Yeah. We'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out.
So you go use that razor, right? And that shit ain't charged. Like, what happened?
Yeah, let me go to the box. Yeah.
Right. I got one of those too. It's a plastic bin. And actually it's in the hallway now because we got to find something to do with it. But I refuse to put it like in storage because I'm like, well, what if I need a cord?
Yeah, man.
The second you put it in storage, you'll need it.
I'm going to need it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll be looking for something.
You been listening to Beastie Boys, Damon?
No. What's up? What's going on?
How was your week, T?
It was good. I was talking about that boombox.
Yeah,
no, my week was.
You got Run DMC playing.
Right. And it looked pink to me.
Yeah, the old school look that I got going on back.
Like I like that thing.
Yeah, is that like a L'Amour? Is that like a L'Amour thing? Like no new digital electronic thing? Just trying to stick with.
Man. I just want I'm old school, man. You know what I'm saying? When you're in the mid-40s, you start thinking about stuff, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Start thinking about
if everything went wrong tonight, I got my clock, I got my AM radio. I'm gonna know what the fuck is going on.
I'm good. And it works.
At least I have my radio.
They would really try to call somebody. Hey, Millington, this is L'Amour.
This is about my OMPF.
Oh, man. Boy, I see you, man.
What you been up to, Tish?
Just the usual family time. I'm trying to, figure out my son going back to Charleston before he goes back to school. With that whole, co-parenting cross states and then one child here, one child there. And then other than that, just stirring up beef in the office.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm on bullshit again in the office. But
Is it Karen 2.0? Is it?
No, I feel like I'm right in this instance. So and it's really the same person because everybody truly gets along and everybody works as a team, but it's like that one person that don't really do much work. And the leadership just kind of like, they don't really want to deal with like getting a complaint filed and all that stuff. So they just kind of stay away. But he asked 2 new people if he could, well, no, he didn't ask. He told them that they have to leave the room between 11 and 1 because he has like a meeting or something. And I'm like, what? Like, nah. So I sent him a message on Teams and I was like, hey, like this meeting that you have, like, is it a way that they can stay in there, but then just be quiet because they got work that they need to do now? I'm not their supervisor or nothing.
What room? Hold on, Tish, before, because like...
Is this like a common space that they all work in? Like, is it their office?
It's an office with 3 desks,
cubicles? Or just the cubicles?
Like a cubicle. Yeah, a cubicle type thing.
What?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and so I'm like, yeah, I don't really... And the supervisors told him that he could. And I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm like, that's dumb. So I was asking him about it and he was like, well, you need to take that up with them. I need it for an interview. So I was like, bet. So I went to the supervisor and I was like, hey, it's no reason why he need to be kicking 2 people out of the room so he can have an interview. He should have stayed at home for that shit. And he made a slick remark to them talking about, oh, well, y'all aren't hardly here anyway. So it won't matter. But the thing is, like, they're more than him and they work more than him. So I was like, oh, no, player. If he hadn't made that comment, I would have been cool. And so I went in there and helped them set up the desk because they had just moved into there. So that's their first impression of him, first of all. So I went in there, moved all his shit off of the other 2 desks that he had on there. I moved all that shit off and started setting them up. And I said, tomorrow morning, I'll come back in here and I'll help y'all set up again while he's here. And I dare him to say something.
Damn.
Standing on business.
Damn. Can I send him a link to the podcast? Can I send him a link?
It's coming.
Do all ladies have like bullshit that they go through at work that they share with the men in their lives?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And he ain't here right now and I can't wait.
Yeah, he gonna be like, he gonna be like, all right. All right.
He'll be like, okay.
What do you say?
Oh, okay. And yeah, that's messed up. I sent him a text about it. He was like, oh, geez.
You text him?
Yeah, I was like, I'm over here stirring up trouble, blah, blah, blah. He was like, oh, geez. I bet the OGs was all, I'm okay. I'm going to have to hear about this later.
He's like, I'm going to have to listen to this later.
Yeah.
An hour-long conversation about something
where
that
the
was
guy
like,
just goes, yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, but the people in the office, though, they were like, Chief Bing. They were like, oh, Chief Bing about to come out. Chief Bing coming.
Chief Bing?
Because one of them, I was her mentor while she was a civilian. And I picked her up, brought her to the building, got her trained up, and then I left shortly thereafter. So when I got there, she knew me as Chief Bing. But she don't call me that. But when I go there, she's like, oh, Chief Bing coming out.
The rabbit hole is getting deeper.
Yeah. I just don't like how he talked to them. I just don't like that. Don't talk to people like that.
Yeah. What about you, Josh?
Nothing much this week. They got me off the bag. So I'm a medical officer recruiter, but they needed someone to go facilitate ILDC at HQ. And anytime I can get off the bag, I volunteer for it.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
Atlanta.
Oh. Nice.
So I work in Montgomery, but HQ is in Atlanta.
Damon, what you got to say about hot Atlanta? You better get off Georgia.
That'll be the best duty station ever right there, man. Jeez. That got to be great. Oh yeah, Atlanta. Sam, when you say what office you work out? You work out of Montgomery or you work out of Atlanta?
I work out of Montgomery. It's my second time technically being stationed in Atlanta. But this is my first time with like recruiter, like INTAG stuff.
Okay.
Were you INTAG Atlanta?
No. I just got family in Atlanta. My dad's in Atlanta.
I lived in Ackworth before, and I worked in Smyrna. The area is great. The first time I was there. Now, I just, not speaking negatively, just the recruiting stuff for me. I've had a lot of fun jobs in the Navy, so I'm kind of like, I'm ending on a low point. It's not the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Well, hey, while we was on the congratulations theme, I think you up for another congratulations, man. It's an old congratulations, but when I saw it, I was like, huh? Damn, you got a grandkid.
I do. I got an 8-month-old.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, man, that's good stuff right there, man.
Oh, Paw.
You got a name?
I do. I got a name. The name is Grumps. And then it has slowly became Grumpy because of my demeanor and everything.
That's so fitting.
Okay. You ain't got to laugh that much.
I'm just saying for the listeners, I know Josh because he was my son's football coach when he was, this was in 2016, 17?
9, maybe? 8?
Yeah, so he's like 8 or 9, yeah. So, and he was always yelling at people. And it was hilarious. Like that was that was like the act of like you watch your kid in football and then you watch Josh yelling at everybody.
It wasn't an act. I just too serious. I was constantly throwing my clipboard on the sideline, just wilding out. Like I got no mind. But
passion.
It's passion.
Very
That's
passionate.
all it was. Like I loved it. Like I lived for that stuff. But yeah, like the grandkid stuff, it's so funny. I did not anticipate how much I was going to love being a granddad, because like my wife's family is really close, and that's like me learning what a family's supposed to be doing. And so I see it, and so sometimes like normal stuff is like weird to me, but I'm like like I reframe. It's not weird. Your family just maybe wasn't great, and so I see all of that, and I'm like, hey, like when this grandkid comes out. Like our youngest is 17. We ain't watching the grandkid every single day. Like we're about to be empty nesters. Like we got a life. And now the grandkid's here and his name's Jax. And I'm like, hey, is Jax spending the night tonight? Is he coming over today? Can he come over now? Can we go see him? Like bring him over here every single day, all day, every day. I did not anticipate how much I loved it. And then like, I'm a big quote guy, and it's like, I love that I will hear some of the most like impactful quotes from the most random sources. And I think it was Damon Wayans on an interview said it. And I saw it like a month ago and I was like, damn. And he was talking about being a granddad. The quote was, it is teaching me how to be the father I should have been the first time. And I was like, phew. Not that I was a bad dad, but it's like making, correcting some mistakes, loving more, being more patient and all that other. I was like, dang, that's deep. And I'm like, maybe that just goes more into it. Like it's a whole new chance of being, involved in a kid's life. But I love it. This is the best. It's every single day. Like that's my joy, coming home and getting to see him whenever we're getting to help out and babysit and do whatever. Like I live for it.
Good stuff.
It seems fun. It seems fun with a little less of the risk that you would have if it was your kid, man. It's your kid's kid and you've done it before and you know how it's done. And I got a question for you. I haven't talked about my week yet. I had a couple of things happen this week. I'm actually really tired right now. But my question is this. I went to the ranking boards a couple years ago. I mean, not the ranking boards, chief selection boards a couple years ago, and the HMs were in there. It was a lot of HMs that was up for chief, and it was a lot of HMs up for chiefs. And it's just mad HMs, different like career paths, right? Mm-hmm. All trying to figure out chief. So the first question is this: do y'all hate each other? That's my first question. Do HMs hate each other? And I mean, like the FMM, the FMF hate the.
There's levels to it. Yeah, the FMF, like the real Corman, hate the fake Corman.
Okay. Who's
So if you don't have an FMF pin, you're not shit.
okay?
Like you are playing pretend.
Okay.
And so there's that constant battle between, and then there's levels to it though, because the IDCs think that they're better than everybody.
Yeah.
You know, the SARCs think that they're better than everybody. They kind of are, but that's fine. Like they went through a selection course. They get to be better than everybody.
Yeah.
But like, there's just so many levels to it. I think more than anything, what it boils down to is just a frustration with the process, because a lot of other ranks will be selected based off of quals, and it's a little bit more direct. And ours just leaves so much room for subjectivity and error, because it's like, oh yeah, this looks great, or this doesn't look great.
Yeah, and there's so many different communities. You got like the clinics, you got FMF, you got the IDC community. It's just so many different.
Oh man, you got lab techs, you got drug and alcohol counselors. I got we have over 20 different NECs and jobs. So how do we, do the same thing? And then that's the other challenge, is that they're looking for mess involvement or whatever else. And I'll use my past job. The job before this, my favorite one that I've had in the Navy was a drug and alcohol counselor. Well, my drug and alcohol counselors, before they even get to do Navy stuff, they have 36 to 40 hours a week of patient contact. That's not touching a single thing USN related. And so there's just not enough time in the day for them to be involved in all of that stuff. And so how do they look attractive to the board? Because they're out there, they're doing God's work. They're literally scooping people up at their lowest moment and helping them back up. So how do I tell the Navy that they're important and they're worthy of being promoted?
Yeah, because
that's true.
Yeah, and it's crazy because they were offering, like, I guess it's like some ancillary jobs in that drug and alcohol field that I remember, like back in the day, like 2012, like it being like, hey, drop out of your, detailing orders and you could try to work with them. I wouldn't be the counselor, but I would be like some helper or something. I forgot what it was, but and I was interested in it. Because I grew up in a family that dealt with drug and alcohol counseling and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, maybe I could do that, but I never chose to do it. How was that 3 years for you?
It was, on that note, they did just open it back up to all rates. So it's back to doing that. Okay. For me, it's so funny when I talk about like my career, like people are like, oh, I've had the worst duty stations. I'm like, well, I've opposite experience. I've had the best. I got to do 1st Marine Division. I got to be with Marine Recon, jump out of planes. I got to deploy with Naval Special Warfare. I got to do all of the most fun stuff, and I would have traded it all in if I could have found that drug and alcohol counselor job earlier in my career. I would always tell the kids, because I'm old now, everybody's a kid. I'm like, man, y'all are so lucky that you found this early, because like I've never had a job that every single day it was different, and I'm getting immediate feedback on what I'm doing for the Navy or for this person. And then the other flip side of that, it was personable to me, because that's the, relatable. That's the home I grew up in too. And so I'm actually getting to like maybe in some way take care of little Josh and fix some little Josh problems. And I'm also bringing home stuff that I'm learning and role modeling it for my family. And then I see them, doing the same thing. Just like small example, not to get on the soapbox, but I love this stuff. So like if you pull my cord, I'm going to talk forever about it. And I just like using more emotional words at home so that people actually know where I'm at. And then I start hearing the family start using more emotional words. So instead of like my wife saying, I feel bad, she's like, I feel hurt. And I'm like, oh, snap. Like, I don't want you to feel hurt. Like, tell me about it. Like that job is the best job I ever had. It was amazing for what it gave to me, like in the workplace, and then for what I brought home and made me like a better husband, father, leader, all of that stuff.
Yeah. Wow. And that's good because, some people, Apertures is only open to like the things we do. Like I'm an EM, I do electrical work. I'm this person, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. Like not like people don't know about like CCSs, for instance, like command climate specialists, or the work that you were doing out there. That it's sailors doing these jobs too, especially some of our younger sailors that's just not exposed to that. So that's good. And we'll probably dig back into that. So I'm gonna jump out of that real quick. Hey, my week is change of command week for us. On Friday, my captain is being relieved.
And you got those choker whites ready, right?
Man, I got the damn summer whites, man. Summer whites, man. My choker whites is nice, crisp, ready to go for nothing. They just there, man. But yeah, so it's a change of command. I was TAD last week. My command phone was down. My command cell phone, so I couldn't get emails. That shit there is like losing a limb, yo. I can't even front, man. Like not being able to get, and then going back to work, like, hey, y'all, I ain't got shit. I can't get on Teams. I can't do nothing until we figure this out. And then my relief will be here tomorrow. And I thought he was coming the next day, y'all. Listen to this, man. I'm not ready for him tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I was ready for him the next day. It was like as if one day, like, yo, I can't get the command ready. And one day, no matter what, right? And I'm like, he like, hey, I'm gonna just be there tomorrow, bro. I'm like, why? I had so many more programs I wanted to make sure it's good to go before you come. It's like, you know, it's like, hey, it is what it is. It's that time. You know what I mean? Like this 1 8-hour period, it's not gonna make that much of a damn difference, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But let me give you a reframe. Now, anytime that he finds something that might be wrong, you can be like, yeah, I wasn't even expecting you till tomorrow, so I would have had this dipped up.
I was gonna do that on Wednesday. That's what I was gonna do that Wednesday.
Yeah.
And, you know, we still gonna be in the same. We still gonna be like in the same kind of like a region CMC mess anyway. So I'm gonna see them. So all the fucked up, all the stuff that was messed up, like I'm gonna see them. So if they feel like a certain program inspection, be like, hey, bro, you know what I mean? That Wednesday, bro, told you should have let me have that Wednesday, my guy. But yeah, so that's me. That's it for me, yo. I ain't got nothing else going on. Just getting ready for that. You know what I'm saying? We got a season pre-brief for the season tomorrow and the day after that, and y'all already know I'm gonna be going on leave, transfer leave during the season. So just trying to figure out, and I got some thoughts. If somebody at my new command, so nobody at my last command is up for chief, right? So ain't none of them gonna make chief, right? But if somebody at my new command makes, and matter of fact, I'm interested in y'all's opinion on this. We got a joint command. So that mean like, well, y'all know what a joint command mean, right? But my command individually, we don't have any candidates for chief. We just got a TAD seller that might be up for it, right? But outside of that, we don't have any candidates. The command I'm going to, they have a guy that may board and might make chief. So this is my thought process. While I'm on leave, I will participate in events where I am now, because I got a connection to this mess for the last year that I've been here, unless the person at my next command made chief, and then I'm going to be on leave participating in events with that command. That's my plan. But what's y'all thoughts? Like, what should I do? Is that the right plan? What's up?
I like
Does
that plan.
Make sense?
Nah, I wouldn't. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I'll be at my new command. I'm all in with that command. I'm buying in. I'm there for whatever they need, whatever advice I can give. Now I will check in with the old command.
Yeah.
You know
hey,
what I mean?
Can I say something? While you talking, can I say something? They both joint messes. So like my command is still not running the season. So the command I'm at now is not running the season. We just a participant. The command that I'm going to is not running the season either.
Oh, okay.
Still same.
No. I'm with you. I guess you right though. It all depends on if somebody from your new command make it. Yeah, I'm with you with that because they know. Yeah, I agree with you.
What's your thoughts,
you have the luxury of like getting to bounce back and forth because neither one is like heading up their own season. So you can really just kind of like make sure that you're seeing it both and kind of pick and choose where you want to be at too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know if I want to call it a luxury, man. So the command I'm at right now is like 40 minutes away from my house, bro. And the command I'm going to is like 8 minutes away from my house.
Oh, I'd be at the command I'm going to. I'd be at the command I'm going to. I will give the old command 3 events. Y'all pick them. You get 3 events.
Yeah. Yeah, you should have started off with that, bro. I would answer that for you quick.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because once you hit that 8-minute one, it's gonna be hard to go to another 40 minute.
You make that drive one time, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah,
you'll start rationalizing, being like, these new sailors need me more.
Yo, you know how it is till you tell people, yo, I'm gonna keep coming. I'm gonna keep coming, yo. That was
Go
Steve,
Ghost.
Bro. I thought you was
Ghost.
like, what else through the season, bro? Like, yeah.
They needed me.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
look,
They needed me at the Nets. Come in.
You got a beard and shit.
They're like, who's this retired dude?
Man. That's all I got, man. I got some.
I have a season struggle right now. All of the season events are at HQ, so if I want to participate in an event, it's a 2-hour drive for me.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's
what you
rough,
gonna
man.
do?
What you gonna do?
I love season like for what it's not and what I try to make it be, and I love it for what it is. Like there are aspects that I love and I want to be there for things.
Yeah.
And I also like need to keep my boundaries so that like I don't burn myself out trying to drive at 0-2 to make a PT session or some stuff. So I'm going to try to get in where I fit in and just maybe use it as a small little farewell tour to break away from the Navy, being that I only have a year left. I had a great season last year with Balboa, best mess in the West. So I was like, that can be like my last one that I got to really get in on, and I'll just be okay with where I can get in on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
2 hours. Yeah.
2 hours.
That's 4 hours
work.
for any event that I want to do.
Wow.
Every day.
Yeah, that's crazy. I give them a couple of events, though. I give them a couple.
Yep.
Yeah, give them a couple.
And I volunteered to help out with like sponsorship or coordinate uniform fitting. I'll do stuff for Final Night, whatever, Pride Day. Like I'll help you out with some stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Tisha, I got a question for you. Do we want to go, like, pick one, anger or motivation? Which one? Anger or motivation?
Well, I'm on some anger shit right now, so.
I'm not the one you think I am, brother. I will take 20 years of the military and beat your ass. You understand me? I'm
saying that tomorrow.
So you did anger, but I'm gonna do some empathy. I know it's been a long ass time since we got paid. It's been damn near 4 weeks since we got paid. And I just want to tell all the sellers.
It was FY24 the last time we got paid.
Yeah.
Facts,
I just want to tell all the sellers out there that's waiting on that check. It'll be here. By the time you hear this episode, you're gonna have
that check, man.
It's been about 3 long weeks, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a hot minute, boy.
And some of y'all ain't living check to check, but it's some people still out here need that money, bro. There's some people out here right now getting gas that's about to take them to negative till that check hit. Like that gas about to have them in negative for that check clear it up. Overdraft protection.
Some of them like, I got that Navy Fed overdraft protection.
Protection. Oops.
It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and I know people feel it. I saw somebody post about it earlier. People feel it.
I did too. Yeah, I saw that too.
It.
The reason I was sipping my drink the way I was is because, y'all know I get paid on the 1st, and then, I get paid every other week. It don't matter. So I'm good. I'm good over here. I don't have to live that life no more.
That whole I don't have to live that life.
She's like, I got out of the trap.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I did. It's a great life.
So I got a topic. I got something that somebody posted on our YouTube. It was an old clip that I made with Teresa Carpenter on. I had her on a podcast. It was one of them solo pods I did. It's just me and her. And I was talking about how like we don't get I don't see a lot of people that got aspirations to be chiefs anymore. Like I don't hear that. Like, hey, I want to be a chief. You know what I mean? Like I just don't see that much. And this was what they were. And this is old. This shit like from years ago at this point, right? So somebody, I guess they just caught the clip, and they wrote, "Chief petty officers are the cancer of the Navy. I have absolutely zero respect for anyone who wears anchors. And it will be a cold day in hell before I want anything to do with the Chiefs, right?" And I'm going to be honest. Sorry, I'm going to be honest, Josh. Like, and I'm sure you do too. And we see comments like that a lot. right? I see comments like that a whole lot. And it's a lot of times it's like under our shit, like this podcast that we started so people could stop looking at things like that, right? But comments, and we ignore them a lot. I ignore them a lot.
Use that statements.
I wanted to talk about this one a little bit. Because a lot of this, and Damon, help me out here, but I think a lot of this come from people having like a obstructed POV from some situation that they was in, right? Some command that they were at. Some of this is that, and then some of this is just sensationalized, honestly, bullshit, right? Now, some people legitimately had really bad experiences with chiefs, but to say cancer in the Navy and like you got zero respect for anybody who wears anchors, shit like that, to me, like I just pity hearing it, because it's like, man, like you starting at a negative with every single person that wear anchors. Like they don't even stand a chance. Like
they don't even get an opportunity.
Yeah, they don't even have so yes, like whatever you say, it's true because you made it true because you created that narrative already. Like you'll hear me say all this and be like, yeah, that's why I don't fuck with them. Like, cause it's shit like that, you know, like it's no win. You know what I mean? And it's just, and shout out to our listeners, especially our junior sellers that listen and reach out in our DMs and like ask for help and actually receive the help and like help us and give us topics and all that. Cause I know not everybody think like that, but I just think is you're not giving yourself a chance if you think like that. You know?
Yeah, 100%, man. Hey, this gets under my skin a little bit, man. Anytime you use the word all and everybody and all that stuff off a couple events, it gets under my skin a little bit, right? Because now you done put the whole Navy on umpty years in a box, right? That's what you just did. Like the whole chief mess, now you have put in a box. And trust when I say this, it's some great leaders in the chief mess. Some great leaders, right? People who will take their shirt off of their back for sailors. For that comment, it gets under my skin. Now, with that being said, it is some bad leaders out there also. It's some out there don't give a F about nothing, about themselves and only, but it's very few. And on top, I think it's a very few. I think it's people in the message also will correct that too. They are out there. But I just want to say, man, to put us in a box like that and say, hey, all chiefs and put an S on that shit, that's crazy, man. And think about if everybody done that after they got wronged. What kind of world we'll be living in, man?
Right.
Right? If we got wronged 1 or 2 times, what kind of world we'll be living in if everybody done that?
Right.
And that's addict-like behavior, like speaking in absolutes. All of them, everybody. And it's like, I'm never going to be right. Speaking in absolutes, I'm never going to be right if I speak in absolutes.
Yeah. I think called like violent communication, right? Like non-violent communication is like not saying that, right? You got thoughts on that?
Yeah. Part of the issue, though, is just going to be like, that's, you know, the whole like heavy is the head that wears the crown and lonely at the top. Like, that's just nature of the beast, because like I have to make a decision for the greater good, which means there's going to be some pissed off people. And while the pissed off people are not the majority, they're typically the loudest. And so that's what's going to be heard. Yeah. And just because they're loud don't make it true. Like, yeah, like you said, like, yeah, there are some sorry chiefs. There are, I mean, we saw them getting promoted looking like the Marshmallow Man on Facebook. Like, there are some ones that we should be calling out.
Yeah. But I saw you calling out.
You lying if you say that's the majority.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the majority.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Right. And my thoughts are, the thing that I hate about it is I know for a fact, and I don't know nothing about this person. I don't know how long they've been in, but even if he was in for a day, I know for a fact there was a chief that has helped him with something, rather known to him or not known to him. So all the ones who have, you know, played a part in trying to help him with whatever it could be, maybe, you know, he just needed somebody to talk to. You know, maybe he felt seen or heard or whatever. Maybe, you know, they helped with a family issue. I'm pretty sure or just training them. You know what I'm saying? And for him to say that, it's like everybody who has done something for you, like if I knew him and I know I've done something for you, I would feel pissed off because it's like, well, damn, I guess fuck me then. Everything that I did and you don't see the good.
That's the nature of the game. Like no names or anything, but like I care about people and so I had a sailor come in and I grew up very poor in an urban neighborhood. And so like anyone that's from that, like that's my people. That's who I identify with. And I like this dude. He was outspoken. I was like, yeah, like I fuck with you. And I tried to help him. And it just got in one of those like cycles where everything was going wrong. Boss was spinning him up. And like, I'm just hooking and jabbing everything I can do. Everything I like, this guy's getting more of my time than anyone else. And when stuff finally doesn't go his way, the next thing I notice, I get an EO complaint. And I'm like, me? Like, and like obviously cleared and like, yeah, there's nothing here. But I'm like, I didn't even care about it being cleared or the thought of being in anything. Like I was hurt, like no joke, feelings on the table. I'm like I'm that dude walking around correcting people. Like when the Marines do that BS where they're like, I wish the free world could be like us because we only see green. I'm like, no, you don't. Because you let a white sailor grow his hair out and you're like, oh, that's some good looking hair. Or you let a white Marine do that. You let a black Marine do that. And you're like, hey, your hair looks out of regs. Like y'all treat them completely different. So don't say that we all see green. Like I've been that dude my whole career trying to like, no, let's keep it real. Like keep it a buck. And then for that to be an EO, like I was hurt, like devastated is what I felt.
Yeah. I find myself not rationalizing. I find myself talking to people a lot about EO complaints because they come talk to me, and they like. I'm thinking about Sydney Sweeney, man, and I don't want to talk about the Sydney Sweeney thing, but it's all relative, yo.
Dang, I mean,
I don't even know what it is, and I want to hear about it.
Well, not like I didn't think about Sydney Sweeney like that, but it's relative though. It's super relative. Want me to tell you what it is real quick?
Yeah, because I'm dying inside.
Real quick, she did an American Eagle campaign, and the American Eagle campaign
promoting the perfect race.
It says Sydney Sweeney has good genes. And people took that as if, they were saying that it was good genes because she white,
But there's more context to it because like I don't think that it was that purpose, but I also can't believe that a bunch of experts sat in a room and nobody caught that because right before she said, I have good genes, she said, and my eyes are blue. And so here's this person saying my eyes are blue and she has blonde hair. And then the voiceover comes in, Sydney Sweeney has good genes.
I didn't even see the eyes are blue part.
I'm like, come on, y'all. Like,
yeah, I didn't even see that. And I got my own opinion about it. I'm gonna kind of hold it and reserve it. I can say this. I think Sydney Sweeney, a lot of people got good genes. I think Sydney Sweeney might have good genes too. You know what I mean? And it don't got nothing to do with the fact that she's like white or like the perfect race. I just think she's a pretty young woman who, most likely she came from a good. Is that crazy to say? Do I sound everybody quiet? Like, am I saying something?
No, like
I just don't know who it is. Yeah. I'm about to Google her.
Wait, you don't know who Sydney Sweeney is?
I would have to see her.
Every guy that listens to the pod's like, yeah, I know who Sydney Sweeney is.
I was talking about young sailors about Sydney Sweeney, man. the other day,
no joke. She's actually a phenomenal actress. She did a movie that was on, like, I forget, me and my wife watched it, but she played an addict. And so they uglied her up. She wasn't showing her body off in the movie.
Yeah. Well, her mom, right?
Huh?
Well, her mom? Like, yes. She was,
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, I saw it.
She killed that.
Julianne Moore is her mom in the movie.
Yes, she killed. I haven't seen an addict played like that since Zendaya in Euphoria.
Yeah, she did a good job. And her mom did a really good job too.
Yes.
Especially, it's a scene on there where Sydney like come home temporarily and you don't know. It's like in the beginning. And Julianne Moore is like trying to like not bug her, but also be concerned about her as a mom, but like not like get her to detach. That shit there, like the acting she did in that moment was amazing to me. Like,
Bro,
just,
and it was so like they had people on set from like a clinical aspect, like her behavior, and then the enabling behavior by her mom. Because like when I would sit in group and listen to these patients talk about what they were like, quote unquote, getting away with, and like what their family was enabling, I'm like, you need to bring your family members in here. Like, what y'all doing? Like,
yeah, that aspect was good. Like the third half of the movie, like the conflict and all that, some of it kind of got like kind of unrealistic, but that like the addict aspect and all that was incredible. All right,
yeah,
we kind of veered away, right? So back,
sorry,
so
that was my fault. I'll take the hit.
It's cool. I love it. That's what podcasting is about. But so back to, you know, I get a lot of people come talk to me about EO, things like that. Like, hey, is this an EO issue? Is this, you know, whatever. And sometimes I'm like, hey, I don't think it's an EO issue. That person might just be an asshole. Or here's a different way, you know, here's a different way to look at it in this regard. Some people, it is EO, but for sometimes it's not. And I remember, and just being, you know, Black, and, you know, I remember having sellers come up to me like, well, how'd you make it, you know, this far, you know? And I guess it was like my lens wasn't focused that much on if it's an EO issue, you know? So I think sometime you, again, like the seller, like we talking about, sometime the way you think that should just grow roots, yo. Like it just, now you living in that. Like, oh man, they trying to hold me back because I'm this, because I'm that, you know, because I'm this. And I'm like, sometimes it's not that, you know, but you could easily, you know, so like I said with that seller, like you cut yourself short when you say, hey, every chief is trash. You know? Like, yeah.
But that's just like, I don't want to like, you bleep it out. I don't want to call him out, but like I messaged this guy that has a name derogatory of chiefs on social media, like promoting brands and stuff. Like for the sake of argument, let's call it overweight chief. But I'm like, hey, like you are like, I know what you're trying, like the image, like you're showing people like, hey, it's okay to be vulnerable and I'm losing weight and trying to get better. But I'm like, you are perpetuating things about us with that name. And I get that you want clicks and you want likes, but like you are part of the mess, brother. And you are part of the problem when you have this name just to get clicks and stuff. Like you got to understand that.
What was the discord in that conversation? Like, what was the discourse in that conversation? Did y'all like?
He's not receptive to feedback. Turn off. Hey, thank you for the feedback. I can't expect you to understand why I'm doing things that I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, I understand why you're doing the things that you're doing. Like, I get it. But like, if you roll with the mess, like you don't want to perpetuate. Like, what if my handle on the mess was like sleeping with the help? Like if my name on the profile was that, like chief-that-sleeps-with-the-help.com, like, but I'm making jokes about it. It's okay, guys. I'm shedding light on a problem. No, like that's not what people see.
Facts.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. I remember seeing it and I was like, what?
But I tried to I didn't want to like troll them in the comments. I didn't want to do that. Like, so I tried to like man to man and chief to chief, like hit them up like, hey, this ain't what right looks like, partner. And just not receptive because I'm getting attention and that's what I really wanted from this. And so I'm not going to listen to what's right because I'm getting what I want. That's my viewpoint, my perspective, not facts, just my perspective.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I'm familiar. I like the vulnerability, and it's a lot of stuff I do. Like I'm trying to, you know, reach out to them and stuff like that. So I'm familiar. Concur.
I love the message and the vulnerability too.
Yeah.
It's just the name that you don't like.
It's the name because of what it perpetuates.
Yeah.
And I also like that a lot of us are being more vulnerable. And I don't even think it's a more vulnerable thing. I think it's just, I like that a lot of us. So I got a little issue. I know Damon know. I got like a little social media kind of beef. I got a little beef with social media when it comes to like people's intents behind like why they use social media and the reasons why and shit like that. We just so happen to have a podcast that's on social media sometimes. So it's like, so sometimes it's like, is it really a beef? But it really, like, it's like, hey, what are you doing with this? You know what I mean? So, but I do like when you get somebody that's purely, like there to, like, Miss Travis, for instance. Like,
I was waiting for you to finish so I could say, like, I fuck with her. Like, she is, and I don't know her, but she's super vulnerable. and very transparent. And I'm like, this is what social media should be used for.
Yeah. And she's like, she pure, you know, she like, hey, I'm not collecting $1. And I keep telling people, like, at this point now, like, we're fighting money away. Like us right now, like PTSF, I don't know about Tisha, but like we fight money away. Like, hey, you can monetize, every single entity is like, hey, you can monetize, no, that's not why we doing it. You know, I'm not saying that when we get out, you know, things might, you know, change. This might be our means to an end. But right now it's like, hey, no, YouTube, we don't want the money. No, Facebook, we don't want the money. You know, so social media is that tricky thing where, and it's also some influencers now, like people that want to be like Navy influencers, you know, and they got to watch their, like what they say and do because, you know, they're being watched. It's just a lot. It's tricky. I got another question.
I don't know if they necessarily want to be Navy influencers as much as it is that they see how much clicking they get when they show up on camera with a uniform on.
No, I'm talking about actual, like the people that
like
the Navy
real,
fly out.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Because they got to be careful. Like they can't have every conversation. Like Josh might have said like 4 or 5 things that like one of them can't say. You know what I mean? That marshmallow shit, like they ain't getting that off.
That was probably like 20, 25, 30. Like one of my people have a shirt that says "No Fat Chiefs." Like I would have been canceled from the military social media team.
Oh, I saw you having that fight on TikTok like a couple months ago. I think about like No Fat Chiefs. I feel like that was you and somebody. I think it was like a commenter or something. I remember you posted something about like Fat Chiefs or some shit. Like that was kind of. All right, so here's another question. It says, "Hey y'all, new sub to the channel. Love what you guys are doing. Everybody's good. I got a couple issues with Tisha. And I hope
that ain't what it say.
Yeah,
it's the guy in the office writing in.
Yeah, oh boy,
she moved my shit off my desk."
It says, "I hope to only see you grow and prosper with the beautiful work being put in. Quick question: do you have an episode or thought about making one telling your story when you made chief, how your first tour was as a chief, and speak on your thoughts on what a solid chief is as opposed to just an E7?"
Ooh.
Yeah. Now we've done this like a couple times, Damon, and got this question a couple times. So I do have some thoughts, but especially what a solid chief is as opposed to E7. I got some thoughts now from both sides of the perspective, like from the CMC side and from the chief side. But I'm interested in your thoughts first, Josh. So what was your story when you made chief? If it's a noteworthy, if it was just normal, you know, how was your first tour as a chief? And we could start there and then we get to the third question.
So the whole reason I got into the drug and alcohol counselor job was because I like a challenge. And my friend called me up and was like, "Hey, the school carries a 70% attrition rate. I think you'd be good at it if you can pass." And I'm like, "There ain't no if. It's me, big dog. I'm passing." Sign me up. Signed up for the school the next day. When it was classing up, I realized it was the same day as chief results. And so I called over to the school. I was like, "Hey, I think I got a good shot this year." Like I was one step away from getting mapped. If I do get selected, what happens? And they're like, "Oh, well, you can't do this course and season, so we're going to roll you." Like people fail this course like it's crazy, so it's impossible. I'm like, "Cool, bet." Show up to class, get selected, go upstairs, tell admin, I'm like, "Hey, I need to get rolled. I got selected." They're like, "Yeah, for sure." And then they went back and they came back and they're like, "Actually, the CO wants to see if it can be done, so you're going to do both." And I was like, but you can't. You even said you can't. They were like, "Yeah, I know. They just want to see if it can be done." And I'm like, I'm the R. Kelly meme. I'm fighting for my life out there. And I'm such a front runner in everything I do. Like I'm hyper competitive. I'm like, I want to be number one at everything. And in that moment to pass it, I realized I had to be, you know, the worst family member. I had the dad and father. I had to be the worst student and I had to be the worst chief select in order to be able to pass that. Because if I tried to be the best chief select, I would have failed school. And if I tried to be the best student, I would have failed both of those things. And that was the only way I survived, was just doing that. And I graduated like double warning barely. I was constantly getting phone calls on the way home. Like, they said they're not going to accept you. And I'm like, then them bitches ain't going to accept me. I'm drowning. And then I make it, and it was dope. But the only like snippet that I want to say, and like, you ain't got to agree with it. People have different like opinions. But my first season, as a chief, or my first year as a chief, I'm a full-time drug and alcohol counselor at the time. And I'm trying to, I won't try to like put too much out there, but I'm a full-time drug and alcohol counselor. So like I said, 36 to 40 hours, just patient contact. I'm also the LCPO of the residential program. That's the largest residential program DOD wide. And I'm a new chief. And so there I am, like hooking and jabbing, and I'm loving it. I'm not mad. I'm not complaining. This is what I asked for. Like, I can't say that I'm full if I ask to be fed. So it's cool. And so two chiefs walk in my office, and they shut the door, and they're like, "Hey, Josh, we got to talk." And I'm like, "Oh, it's serious?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Did I forget midterms?" I'm running through my head. Did I forget a patient's treatment plan? Like, what's going on? And they're like, "Hey, some of the eights were talking, and they're not happy because you haven't been over at the hospital filling up the soda mess." And I was like, "Oh, I thought this was serious. Like, that's hilarious." Y'all know, like, no, this is serious. Like, this is one of your jobs. You have to go fill up the soda mess.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got me all the way fucked up. If you think, I was like, hey, go back and tell the eights that I'm out here on the deck plates doing what I was taught in season and supposed to be doing. And if they need sugar sweets, they can go to the mini necks and get them where they're supposed to. But I ain't putting shit in their fridge.
Yeah.
I was hot. And then one of the chiefs was a black dude, and he looks at me and he goes, "But Josh, this is the way it's always been." And I said, "Well, you of all people should know that's a pretty dangerous phrase." And he's like,
"Damn."
I was
Shut that down quick.
So long walk for a short trip, being vulnerable and transparent. My first year was disappointing.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about the eights. Like, yo.
Yeah.
They had a whole last meeting.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
they didn't have Doritos on the shelf.
Yeah. Hey, somebody go holler at Josh. Yo, you. Go talk to him, man. We need some cherry Coke in here, man. Go Josh, man, get it done.
That's wild.
And they tried to paint it, and all it was is, in my opinion, perspective, all it was like, it was just badge guarding, gatekeeping. We're going to create another barrier. That's why I hate the term first year. Like, I was a first class, so I'm not in your club. Cool. Hey, I got selected. Well, hey, you haven't been accepted. Okay, cool. I get accepted. Well, hey, you've been accepted, but you're a first year. I'm like, nah, like, we done. Like, we're done with the fake titles that you're holding up stuff. I don't mess with it. And all it was, in my opinion, was just to demean, because they can reframe it and be like, no, it was about you needing to learn people and see this and that and this and that. I'm like, nah, it was about you wanting to show me that I'm beneath you and miss me.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could have delivered the message though. I'd be like, y'all go say that to him. Like, and then even if I go deliver the message, I'm not gonna say, yo, the eights.
The eights. That's
the eights.
If I chose to deliver the message, I would have delivered it from me, because anytime I have to say, hey guys, the CO said, like, now I'm not a leader, I'm just a messenger.
Mm-hmm.
So I never would have done that, but I would have told the eights, been like, you can go deliver that message.
Yeah. Because now the dude don't even own his message he's sending you. He like, yo, the eights is
they don't own it at all.
The eights mad at you, bro. Like, they ain't like the eights ain't like that shit, dog.
That's wild.
Hey,
so it was stuff like that, man. Like, I was the sailor recognition team coordinator, and I put in the chief chat like, hey, all of these directorates need to get me their packages. I'm a first year chief in there, and I'm trying to like take collaterals and do stuff that I care about. So on top of everything, I'm the SRT coordinator or the co. And so I'm like, hey, these directorates need to do that. Instantly, an 8 hits me up offline and said, hey, Joshy, just so you know, you need to hit me up directly. Don't put my directorate on blast. I know you don't know who I am. And I was like, hey, just so you know, it don't matter who you are. Turn it in on time and I won't put it in the chat. We're good.
Yeah.
Like, no problem here. It wasn't with malice.
Yeah, I remember getting mad. Was you still at the command, Damon, when I got mad when CMC started doing department chief meetings, man? And I'm like, because the other chiefs had to get out the mess, and I'm like, yo, this is our mess. Like you can't kick us out. Like now, it's like now I get it and understand it, but I just remember so I was the first year in the mess with Damon, and I honestly just don't even think everybody even knew I was the first year. I remember having that conversation where somebody was like, yo, bro, we didn't even know you were first year. So like a lot of that first year stuff didn't, and I'm glad it wasn't like attempted, but like it didn't happen either. Like a lot of
you didn't fill up the cherry Coke?
Nah, I ain't do none of that. Nah. I ain't do none of that, right, Damon?
No.
Yeah, I ain't fill up no cherry Coke or that. Like that. It was, like I said, it was very late when they finally found out, like, damn, this dude, I think my sellers knew it. You know what I mean? But the Chiefs mess, I didn't just go there like, hey guys, I'm first year chief. I went there like on a different
hey guys, can I get some of your mentorship?
Yeah, no. And the crazy thing is I soaked up a lot of game, man. But I didn't go there like, I went there like kind of like trying to stand on my own 10 toes with my program because it's electrical safety. And like it's like, hey y'all, look, it's some things, I don't want to say it. But I went over there and I was trying to stand my ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Amongst some strong chiefs, man. And they respect. So that was my first, like talking about making it and all that, we get at some other time, but my first year was a good year. I did have a major issue, like at the end of my first year, like the whole division got investigated and stuff like that. So people always say like, you might not make it out your first year unscathed. And I didn't. And I learned a great lesson from that. And that wasn't the last time or the first time I was a part of a division that was investigated. You know what I mean? So, but it was Damon was there for that too. It was a good first year. Like I said, my first year as a chief was with Damon. And I got a lot of game from Damon too. But that was my first year. What about you, Chief? Did we ever get your story when you made chief? Did we ever get your story?
Probably, I think so. I think it was maybe the first episode or the first few. But my first year, like I don't think there's anything significant about like me making it. Mm-hmm. But I just felt like if I don't make it this time, I might need to transfer. And I remember I was the clerk of court with the judges, which is not a competitive. It's not a competitive duty station. I'm essentially like, the attorneys come and file motions with me, and I put it in a folder for the judge and like just stuff like that, little stuff like that. No leadership, and I was one of one. Yeah. So it's me and 3 judges. That's it. So I was trying to work at the real cell to kind of cross over and get some of that salarization and all of that stuff under my belt. And so I was just like, if I don't, and it was like weird because of who I worked for, I couldn't be like too involved because then it's like a conflict of interest. At least that was how they was trying to make it seem like, oh, well, we got to watch how, you can't be too intertwined because then it'll get appearance of favoritism. Like I'm like telling the judge, oh, side with this attorney or something. I don't know. It was crazy. But I told my judges, I was like, if I don't make chief, then I would like for you guys to consider me going somewhere else that would put me in a competitive position to be able to make it. Because I had some good ass evals leading up to that. And it was just like, this one ain't gonna be shit compared to those other ones. Mm-hmm. And I'm a big proponent of like bloom where you're planted. Like anywhere you go, you make the best of it. You can get out there, but it was gonna be tough there just because of the duty station. And so luckily I made it and I didn't need to. But I ended up transferring anyway.
Pause right there real quick. Pause right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't that like, that's like the sweet spot, like the year you make it. Like when I got to the carrier, if I wouldn't have made command, like on that first year of the carrier, I probably would have. Who knows what would have happened to that?
Right?
Like when you get to that new command, you like, yo, if you coming into a promotion, you like, yo, man, if I don't get it right here, bro, it's about to be
I got to start all over. I got to get my welcome aboard P.
Exactly.
I can't get a foothold in any community because they already got their cabinet members.
Yeah.
That carrier hit me hard. I was like,
Yep.
oh shit.
I had the same thing when I was checking into school. I was like, Lord, if I don't make it, it's probably going to be 3 more years.
Yeah.
Right. That was my. I
got to
like,
start all over.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, and I wasn't trying to hear that.
When I was coaching.
Yes. Yes.
I remember you running around, and I remember being like, damn, that shit looks like it sucks.
Oh, she's like,
why does she always look stressed?
She had like her vessel at the games?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
No, not at, I don't know. I don't know if I had it at the games yet, but at practice, I would be doing stuff while he was practicing.
Never looked at ease.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Tisha going through season, man. I like to
man. Listen.
I like to see it, man.
Listen.
I like that.
I think I cry every day. Every day. I was like, oh my God. Because I'm a sensitive person anyway. Like, and so I was just like crying all the time.
Were you in a big group or a small group?
It was, well, it wasn't my, because I didn't know anybody. So I'm having to like get to know, I think it was like 16 of us. Oh, yeah, and so it was one of those joint group. Mess. It was like one of those joint mess. Was it 6? I feel like it was 16. It was a joint mess type thing. One person was like TAD. He actually didn't get accepted. I don't think he ever did. Yeah. 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 Like that was probably my craziest experience going through Chief season was like, but we kind of knew that was coming because I got into a huge argument outside the mess with them. And they were like, hey, y'all need to take that around the corner. Because I was about to go for blow. It's like one of those good idea theory. At the end, you like, oh, we should have did this because we just got yelled at. We wouldn't have got yelled at if we did this. Like dude.
We was going to get yelled at.
I told somebody in the middle of ours, after everyone left, I was like, hey, listen, and I'm not saying that I'll win. I don't know what's going to happen. But if you say another word today in their presence, we are fist fighting. I don't know what's going to happen afterwards. I'm just letting you know that we are going to fight if you say one more stupid idea today.
Right.
Yeah, we had so many arguments. It was only 4 of us. We had so many like...
Damn.
There ain't nowhere to hide with 4.
Bro, it was 4 of us and like one of us, it was 3 of us were engineers and 1 wasn't, man. And shout out to her, that's my sister. She out the Navy now, but she tried to quit. 3 of us were engineers. So 3 of us engineers, 3 of us guys, and 3 of us at this time were like fit, like really fit. And like our sis was like the opposite in every one of them, right? And like she tried to quit, except she was dope. She had a boyfriend that was able to make vessels, like all the other stuff. She could cook,
we need you. You can't quit.
Yeah, but every day she'd be like, you guys hate me. You know, I'm not an engineer, so you guys are getting she used to quit every day. You know, one day, you know how like on the Ricky Bobby shit, he like, no, he needs to know, right? You know what I mean? That was like me one day. You know, they like, yo, Damo. I'm like, no, she want to quit. She can fucking quit, man. We outside of legal by in San Diego, like right by where legal and ATT and all that stuff. She could quit, man. I'm tired of this, man. You know what I mean? And it probably
all
was
out
over
in the open.
Yeah, shit probably over biscuits and gravy. You know what I mean? Some shit like biscuits and gravy, man. We could have sold more because we were still fundraising. We could have sold more biscuits and gravy if you wasn't trying to get charges. Man, yo. What about you, Damon? Your first year, was it how was it?
Man, so yeah, we probably talked about it a couple of times, man. But I mean, I was put on hold. So my whole experience was a little bit different, man. Like first 3 days, you know, after getting the message you put on hold, I had to go talk to the captain. The captain, CMC, they never knew like, okay, we'll let him go through the season or we're going to wait till we find out if he's going to be able to get pinned or not, blah, blah. So that went 3 days. That went by. CMC was like, fuck it, man. We don't know, but you going through the season. So they called me up at like, it was like freaking 2,300 and say, hey, you got to come join us at so-and-so house. So, hey, I got up, told my wife, hey, I'm out. Because I made it during that time where time wasn't a restriction, right? So we was that thing like 3:00 in the morning, maybe later, man. Sometimes I remember, man. Sometimes it was some crazy hours, man. We was putting in, trying to work stuff and still getting the same ass chewing you guys, everybody getting right now.
Sitting there at 3 in the morning, we're gonna make this POD perfect.
Yeah, don't even fucking matter, right? So, but I made it a big group, man. It was like maybe 40 something like that. So, man, I had a plan though, man. I'm gonna tell you guys my plan before I get to my first year as a chief. And my plan was go in hard and they gonna leave me alone. And I think it worked, man. Like every time they wanted to volunteer for something, boom. Then they start saying shit like, "You get back in the fucking ranks, get back in ranks." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah." So, but my first year, man. So I was on the carrier, man. So right after that, I went to ATG, and man, and it was ATG Hawaii, man. It was like probably like Damo. I don't think nobody knew I was the first year, while I was there. And I had a guy, man, like Damo know him, Jay Montanero, man. He was on one of our first couple podcasts, man. And he gave me the game, man. He told me to do X, Y, and Z, man. And I did X, Y, and Z. As soon as I left that command and went to the ship, I made Senior Chief like right after I got to right time I got to the ship. But it was somebody that told me the game, man. Like, believe it or not, man, in the beginning, he was a chief also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when we first met, he was a chief and told me the game, told me to do this. And he was a chief. That's, you don't get, like, I'm competing against you. He may Senior Chief after that, but I am competing against you and you give me the game. You don't get no better friend than that, man.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the opposite experience as what I perceived as first classes, because first classes, it's just cutthroat. It's just crabs in a bucket like a mug, like just everybody backstabbing, just reaching.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got at my command now, we got a first class master. And I was talking to like one of our cabinet members, and it's a really good news story because they don't do that to each other. So I was happy about that. She's like, we don't do that to each other. Now there's probably some other people in there that might, but she's like, hey, we stick together. We take care of each other. That's dope. Yeah, I was happy to hear that because you don't always hear that, man. You see it, the other way sometimes,
Right, right.
So the second part of this question was,
hold on, before you, because I didn't talk about my first tour. My first tour as a chief. I would say that I learned a lot because I learned a lot about people. Because there was someone who, while I was going through season, like my backbone was there. I made chief. Let me take you under my wing. I'm like, oh, this person, like, we good. She about to ride for me. And then at one point, I was in the room with her and another chief, and she was telling a lie about a sailor. And I corrected her on it. And then she excused me from the room. From that point on, our relationship was completely different. And she treated me like pure shit till the very end. And so I was just like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be like. I thought the mess was something completely different. And I watched this person going through season saying all of this stuff. And then I get in, and as soon as I correct you on something because you're trying to stir up shit, now all of a sudden I'm the enemy. So that was like huge for me.
Because I guarantee you in season, it was like, hey, we hold each other accountable, and we do this to each other. We got to.
Right. Yeah. Like, don't hold me accountable though.
and I bet you as soon as she did that, you're like, wait, hold up. Weren't you the one telling me to do this?
Right. Like, okay. And all of a sudden, I like, she treated me like I was the enemy for the rest of the time. But outside of that, and it made it hard for everything that I was doing. Because at one point I felt like she was piling on collateral duties to try to get me to fail. And when I would be like, hey, we got more people who need collaterals. Can we hand off some of these collaterals? No, you keep them.
Yeah.
So I started handing them off myself.
Hand them off myself.
Like she kept trying to stop me. Right. She was like, no, that's the CO's program. The CO has to do it. Okay, well then do you want me to explain to the CO why I have 14 collateral duties and we got all these able-bodied chiefs not doing nothing? Like, we're not doing that. Yeah. And so, but also my first year, I lost a sailor in my department. And so all of like when you going through the season and you got the oh shit, I might be saying too much. But you got the training.
It's all out there on Reddit now.
Oh, okay. And they're honing in on it and you tired. You like, man, I'm just so tired of them yelling. You become numb to it. And they're like, what are you gonna do your first year? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, like for real. And when it happened, I was like, damn, like he wasn't playing. Like they were not like, this shit is real right now. And at that time I felt myself like I would start my morning like when I would get into the office, I would actually open up my charge book. After he died and as we were like going through the whole, getting the funeral service, preparing him to be shipped back home and all of that stuff. I remember coming into the office in the morning, I would close the door and I would read charges to kind of prep me for the day. And I was like, man, okay, I get it now. I get it. Mm.
Hey, what was it like balancing, like having to be like strong for the sailors as a leader while also like dealing with the emotions that came up with that? Because that sounds challenging to me. I haven't been in that situation.
It was, and to do it as a new chief where you don't have to be. I'm used to not having to be the strong one because you always had your chief. Now I have to be the strong. I have to tell my sailors because all the chiefs went into the SCL to get the news. All the department heads went to the XO to get the news. And then we had to break it to our sailors. So that was one of the hard, and he was in my department. So while everybody else is breaking it to someone who's not in their department, I'm having to tell these people who sit right beside him every day.
Oh boy, that sits right there is not going to be there.
Exactly. Ooh. So that was the hardest thing. And I'll tell you, like, sometimes I didn't try to hold it together in front of them. Like we would cry together. They would come into my office, eyes bloodshot red. And I already know like what's wrong. And I would just tell them to close the door. I would listen to stories. And it was hard because when I'm trying to, get through the day and like, all right, I'm not going to cry today. I'm going to be good. And then they come in and now I have to go through the motions with them. On top of, okay, I have to get his uniform together. I have to go to his house and inventory his stuff. And so I got to the point where I just couldn't, I had reached my breaking point. And I remember I was getting his uniform ready. And the last thing I needed to do was shine his shoes. So I got all my shoe shining kit out and I put his shoes on my desk. And I was just like, I cannot do anything else. Like this, I can't shine these shoes. I can't. Like, I will be a hot middle mess if I try to do this one thing. So I hit up the one who, because LNs, we rotate departments. And so the one who was there before me, who knew him also, I hit him up and I was like, bro, I have to it didn't sound like this because I was like snotty nose and all that stuff. And I was like, bro, I can't do this. Like, I need you. He was like, I'm on my way. He comes up. He's like, what do you need me to do? He takes his shoes, takes his uniform. What else you need me to do? And I'm like, this is what else I have to do. And he left and he took care of the rest of it for me, which was another thing that, you learn during season. I'm like, okay, this is it in action. So it was good to have that happen prior to the whole thing that happened with the other person, because I saw kindness demonstrated. I saw everybody coming together, and then that whole thing happened. So it was like, okay, not everybody fucked up, just this person.
Just this.
I think,
but when I went to my next command, I got a completely different idea of what a mess looks like. So
thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, I think in those situations, you got to be human first, right? Like, we had a sailor who passed away, but it's a little different than T's situation when I was on the carrier. He had already like got out the Navy, but he was like, we were trying to make sure he was out, like make sure he wasn't on terminal. But I wasn't at the command for him. So he got out the Navy before I got to the command. But like everybody in the division still knew him because he was in the same division as them. But I was like the only one who didn't know the guy. And I just remember like, as carrier, we always got quarters. I'm always doing I remember just being like, yo, we not doing none of that today. We not doing quarters. I'm gonna let my people mourn and let's get everybody out of here. Let's get the information that we need. And he had some friends who were like POCs and I didn't know him. So I know that like me trying to take charge of that wouldn't have been right. So like his POC was one of my EM2s. He took charge. He communicated with everybody. Honestly, what I was trying to do for them was get them like no cost TAD orders and stuff like that. So I was trying to work a way to figure out if we could, and we thought we could have, but just, hey, whoever want to go, y'all could go. This duty section shit. Like, that's where, and again, back to that seller's comment, that's where that chief shit kind of comes through at. I'm like, yo, this duty section shit, none of that shit matters. Like, if y'all want to go, y'all go. I'll figure out the rest of the shit. And shout out to my top sniper at the time who just knew that, senior chief, he got it or whatever. But I'm like, no, none of that shit matter. We gonna make sure y'all get to wherever y'all need to go. Boom, boom, boom. And, they was appreciative of that. I wasn't like you, Tish, like it wasn't in the moment. Now, me and Damon had a sailor on our ship, the Peralta, that passed away as well. But again, wasn't connected to our division, just a seller. But we all knew him. But were you going by then, Damon? Like you flew off that day or something?
I flew off that day. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and a lot of that sailor's friends was on the same flight I was on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I didn't see all the work that was being done to save the sailor. So but man, that was devastating.
Yeah, that was rough. On the ship, it was fucking man, the captain was crying. And we had like a macho guy kind of, right? Big dude and burly guy, like, just a man's man type. He was crying and like, it was just chaotic, like, because he put it out at an all hands call. And it was like just everybody just so I'm just randomly finding people to give them a hug that like I never made like physical contact with before, just wondering if it's weird. Like, it was just one of those situations, man, where everybody was mourning this seller, man. And it was really tough for this guy because honestly, when we first started the podcast, I think we dedicated like our first episode to him or something. But it was tough because he went on restriction before the deployment. And he passed away on a deployment. So he never even like went home before the deployment. We were trying to be like strict. The command was trying to be like strict. Like, yeah, we're going to put him on restriction. And he never got that palm period. So.
Wow.
Yeah. Shout out to all the sailors, shipmates, everybody that got to deal with or had to deal with loss, however, which way, man. It's always rough because we get in this tuna can and we fall in love with each other,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and the crazy thing about my situation, my sailor, was that I was actually waiting for medical to call me to go pick him up to be discharged. Like I went to go pick him up after his surgery and he was having complications. So they said, all right, we're going to let him stay here overnight. We'll call you in the morning so you can come pick him up. So my whole morning was planned around, okay, let me, depending on what time they call me, I got to go in the office. I'm going to try to get this done, Yeah. So by the time like they told us about it, like I was just like, what you mean? Like, right. Like
he's supposed to be okay. I'm picking him up in like 10 minutes.
Right. And that's exactly what I said. I said, I'm literally waiting for them to, I think it was like a state of shock. I was like, I'm literally waiting for them to call me to pick him up. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I was, and I'm like, did we say this? Did she say my sailor's name or did she say somebody? Like, all this stuff is going through my head and she's just talking and I'm just like, whoa, really? Yeah. Just the regular outpatient surgery that had complications. It's like, so, very unexpected. Very unexpected. Yeah.
Hey, as we recording right now, I see another thing coming in about downloading OMPF. I would say, hey, just download it. Just download your shit just so you have it. Like, I don't know.
I just downloaded it for the 7th time, but I'll do it again.
Yeah, just get it. It was one more question in that batch, and the question in that batch,
hey,
we veered off.
Losing a sailor's tough, but hey guys, download your OMPF if you haven't already. In case you haven't.
Yeah, we done veered off we veered off, but like to pull us back. The last question in that batch was how was your first tour? No, it was thoughts on a solid chief, like what a solid chief is as opposed to it just the E7.
Oh, I think a solid chief, man, is just being present, man. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We kind of learn from each other, man, and we learn like the things that we need to do. But a lot of times, man, we not present. I feel like, right, for the sailor. When I say present, I mean being there, being on the deck plates. Not necessarily knowing all the instructions, but know where to find them. It's like the normal things that we always do, man. Just being around. And then being that role model for people too, though. And it don't have to be a role model, but people, everybody, I feel like what I think anyway is everybody is looking for something to lean on, or they looking for something to inspire them to do whatever. So try to be that, right? No one wants to come to work and don't like who they working for. Who wants to come to work and don't like it? Right. So my whole thought process used to be around that, man. I've been in the Navy 27 years, and I've been in the Navy 27 years because I like the Navy. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't have been in 27 years. Right.
Right.
So I like what I'm doing. I like the people who I serve with. So I try to be like that. Want somebody to come to work every day because they know, Master Chief Legan's going to have his shit together. He going to have us prepared. He going to have us in the right position to win every time. He want to be great. He want us to be great. He like all those things, I feel like that's where sailors want to come to work and be. And I think that's what being a chief is about. It's about taking care of sailors. It's about doing things when nobody see you. It's about all these little things that we have to do, man. That's what matters, man. A lot of people do it for the praise. A lot of people do it for this. But guess what, man? I don't need none of that no more. Right. So I'm giving back so much now to sailors, man. That's what I care about. I get in a room with sailors. It's all about me giving back. I'm trying to give them the game because so many people have gave me the game. So that's all it's about for me, man. That's all it's about being a chief too at the same time. A good chief anyway.
And I won't do the whole thing of echoing because what he said was spot on. But my motto was always that when you work in a bank, they don't teach you how to identify counterfeit. They teach you how to identify real money. So I looked at who are the real ones out there. I look at that, and that's what I'm trying to emulate. The bad ones, yeah, you're going to see them. They're going to come, all right, whatever. It is what it is. I'm going to look at these people who I look up to, who like Donnella Anderson, like she staple. I'm not even I was a YN. I was a CTA, then YN, but she was a CTA as well. And we merged over to YN. She stayed YN. I converted over to LN. She was at my second duty station. And she was like the GOAT for me back then. And up until the day I retire, and even still now, like we still keep in communication now. Like she is the GOAT. And so that's who I want to be like. I want to be like the GOATs. And that I don't care about the E7s. The E7's gonna be E7s. I just want to be like the GOATs. I don't emulate the counterfeit.
Yeah.
So I think, and to be a good chief, I'm going to have to piggyback off of what you said, but I think it's important to be real. I can't forget what it was like to be an E3 and be like, why am I in this dumb meeting? And so I have to catch myself. I know this sounds so silly, but I catch myself like, do I really need to meet with these kids, or can I just shoot them an email? Like, I know I can get their attention better in a meeting, but I also remember hating being those. It's about taking the extra 20 minutes out of my day when I don't have it and stopping by everybody's office or their workspace and just sitting down and being like, hey, what's up? Like knowing that they have a kid playing football or they have a kid at the tech school or whatever else. trying to cut people out when I can, understanding when they're going through something. Hey, I know you got court tomorrow, just muster with me in the morning, whatever else, like being that real person to an extent. It was actually just like what you were talking about. Hey, the watch standing, like all that stuff can wait. Like this is real life. Like that is being a real chief and remembering that stuff, not being so caught up that I'm chasing, the next star or whatever it is. Because like, in my opinion, if I take care of the stuff that I need to take care of, the good stuff will come. And so I need to make sure that I'm doing my job and taking care of these kids. And then also comes with it the thing, like I have to be willing to be unpopular too. I can't be their friends anymore. If I know that this is the best decision, I have to be willing to make it and be okay knowing that I'm going to be getting motherfucked behind my back. But I know that this is what they need right now.
Yeah,
man. And you got to be willing to fall on that sword. If you got to fall on a sword, you got to do it. Like, put it on me if we fail. Yep. Put it on me. Chew my ass. I feel like I was in somebody's office one day. They were like, yo, chew my ass. Like, don't chew nobody else. Let me get the chewing. You know what I mean? Like, let me translate. That's who you need to be. But so the first part, like the E7 and Chief part for me, I'm the weirdo that I'm never like a fan of like the traditional language type stuff, right? So as much as I do understand the customary part about separating chiefs from E7s, like E7 is a rank and then chief is a position to me, and I could be literal, and then sometimes it's like kind of weird because it's people like, no, don't ever call me an E8. I'm a senior chief. It's like, you're E8, man. Like, this is second class.
Why are you so defensive? Like, what's in your past?
This is second class, man. They was told to get all the E8s together, bro. They didn't know. They go to get a folder. He need E8s.
Like, calm down, more honorable senior chief.
Right, I'm not an E8. Like, you're E8, man.
I mean, technically, look at your pay stub. You kind of are.
Right.
No. He needs to know.
You know what? Fuck that. Call a meeting right now.
So my first, I got a couple. Hey, kill your ego. We don't survive with ego. I just can't see it, man. When you get ego, you start hiding shit. You start hiding failures. You start not. One of my biggest things right now that I'm like always harping on is like, hey, if we can't be honest with each other, we're failing each other, and we're gonna fail ourselves. If we can't sit in a room and tell each other where we fucked up or how we need to get better, and a lot of that stuff is ego based. So kill your ego. Don't hold comms. Don't hold no comms, man. It's some comms that we gotta control. Some comms we gotta control, but don't hold comms, man. Don't communicate. If your CO need to know something, tell your CO. If your CMC need to know something, tell your CMC. You don't have more power because you have more information to yourself. You don't. You actually give yourself a little bit more risk, in my opinion. Right. Don't hold folders. That's David, though, that's like my joint, man. We used to have them inboxes.
Yeah, man.
I used to have them inboxes. My shit was empty. And when I got to the carrier, they like, hey, they thought like I just didn't like getting stuff. Hey, senior chief don't like getting folders. It ain't that. I just don't like keeping these motherfuckers. I'm getting these out of here to the next place. Don't hold folders. Your sellers, honestly, that's like one of the first things that they kind of see, man. I remember when I got to the carrier, they used to hand walk every chit, Josh. Hey, can you sign this senior? Can you sign this senior? Can you sign? And I'm like, why are y'all hand walking all these chits to me? And they like, because they usually take so long. I'm like, give me a chance. Yeah, I'm like, give them to me. Give them to me and see. So don't hold folders, man. That's theirs. Like,
hold on, I want to pause you there because I have to give him credit. Like, give him his flowers. CMC, he's Adolfo Gonzalez. Like, just dope dude. All the things, like willing to be unpopular, real guy. But he said something about that I took with me because I was guilty of it when he said it. I was so busy. He was like, hey, don't be a chip passer. And what that was is the chief that gets, hey, will you sign this real quick? Yeah. And then I didn't even really look it over. And I passed it to the next guy and it's all messed up. And now it's going to take even longer. But I was so busy. I was doing that. And I was like, damn, like I needed to hear that.
Yeah, that happens, bro. Like,
and I was like, I'll own it because I was like, damn, yeah, I have had 3 returned for corrections. And now I just caused the sailor even longer time. And from then on, I was like, all right, I'm going to make the rule. Like, I am not signing anything on the spot anymore. I'm taking it and like, you're going to have to let me look it over because I have to make time for this stuff because I'm just causing other people work.
Yeah, because if I'm getting, no, you're good, bro. Because if I'm getting a photo from a chief, my expectation is good to go.
Yep.
You know, and now I'm giving it. And if the captain getting a photo from the chief, that's the captain's expectation too. This shit is good to go.
Yeah.
Past X amount of channels, you know. Don't hold grudges. Don't hold grudges. All that emotion and all that's part of ego to me. All that emotional shit, we can't. There's no space for that. We should be able to just dress each other down and keep it moving every single time. Don't hold feelings. You know, don't hold it in, man. And don't hold knowledge. I think that's like my biggest one is don't hold knowledge. And I just recently posted on Facebook is like, if your people can't do nothing, it's something along the lines of if your team can't survive without you, you are the problem. You know, like do not hold that knowledge. You can't be like some people pride themselves in, man, I was on leave, man.
And they called me 72 times. This shit don't run without me. And I'm like, that means you're failing, dude.
Yeah,
right.
You're trash. You know, I could stand on I can stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Right. You are trash. Really you know, you're not a leader. You remember that, Joe? You are not a leader. Matter of fact, you ain't even a brother. You know what I mean?
I remember that. Yeah.
Don't do that to your people. You know. You know. So for me, that's that, and I'm that kind of like that's near and dear to my heart right now as far as good chief stuff. So yeah.
And the other thing is, good chiefs mess up too.
Now we gonna
like you gonna have some moments. Yeah, you gonna have moments where it's like
on something, be like, oh, you know what? You're right.
You're right.
Thank you.
You're right.
Just that easy, man.
Right.
Ain't no ego. Hey, Chief, I don't think you can have that T-shirt on. You know what?
Yo, you're right. I introduced myself
and
as
you know what? I knew you were right when I put it on this morning, but I was being lazy.
Yeah, that's how I walk into the room, man. Like, I fuck up, y'all. Like that's like what I say. Like, I say that to people. Like, hey, y'all, I make mistakes. That's what I think, Damon. I think that's the first thing I say when I meet people. Like, hey, I'm gonna mess up. You know, I'm gonna mess up. Hold me to it. You know, because I don't want to be the person that holds you to your mistake, and now you like, well, he could fucking no. I make mistakes. You tell me, I'm okay with that.
Right.
Like, I don't.
Like, I probably made 5 in this conversation already.
Bro, listen, look, man, we got the change of command thing coming up, and I got a MAC that used to be a BMC, and like we getting the side boys and all that, you know, all that stuff together, and he in there, he's taking charge, right? He used to be a BMC, and he just did a change of command ceremony. He know all of, you know, everything protocol. He knows it, and I'm sitting there like, I'm glad he's here. You know what I mean? You know, and he just came through in the clutch for me because a lot of what he was saying, I don't know that. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna hit the whistle twice. Then y'all, because we got 2 admirals coming. He's like, yeah, it's gonna be 6 of y'all. Then it's gonna be 8 of y'all. I'm gonna hit the whistle twice. Y'all step back. I'm gonna hit the whistle two more times. Y'all come back. It's 4 of y'all salute the captain. 4 of y'all salute the other captain. 6 of y'all salute. I'm like, okay. Shit, there's no, you know, they don't teach that shit at CMC school, you know. So, you know, so I'm like, I'm so happy he's here, you know. And I think I'm like, yo, I'm glad you're here, bro. I don't know what I would have done without you.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean?
And that's the kind of stuff that makes it real. Like, there ain't no ego. Hey, Chief, we need to do it this way. This is the right way. I'm like, okay, let's do it this way.
Right. Once I fussed at my saver because it was before we could wear ponytails. But my hair had fallen out of the bun. So I'm walking around rocking a ponytail and don't know it and going up to the front office where the admiral and the chief of staff is. So someone stopped me and said something. And then I got back to the office. I was like, man, you know, my hair fell down. I'm in the front office looking crazy. He was like, yeah, Chief, I saw that when you walked out. Yeah. What?
People do that too.
What? You saw me looking like a bag of ass and didn't say nothing? Just because I'm a chief? What?
Yeah.
Man, I was so mad.
Yeah.
Hey, he ain't do it no more. He ain't do that shit no more.
That shit happens.
Hey, Damon, I know you got a couple things. I just want to shout out the Iwo Jima and the USO because the Iwo Jima is the first ship. What is it? The first ship to have a USO on board. So it says real quick, wherever the world takes us, the USO is there. The WASP class amphibious assault ship, the Iwo Jima LHD-7, and the USO held a ribbon cutting ceremony on board, officially opening the first ship-based USO centers on an amphibious assault ship July 28th. The afloat centers include many of the same amenities as land-based centers, such as comfortable seating, TVs, videos, and board games and snacks. Equipped in a ship with these centers creates a home away from home for sailors and embarked Marines while on deployment. A bunch, more stuff, but I think that's kind of cool. They got a USO.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
They might finally get me on a Navy ship doing that kind of stuff. I'm just saying,
man.
Hey, so first, I can't let it go like all the way with that Damo, because I think it's the first WASP class amphibious ship, because we got a USO on the Nimitz.
Why couldn't you just let them have that?
Yeah, so
like damn.
Yeah,
you can't let them have it 5 minutes.
Because you know why? Because a lot of people on the Nimitz would have heard that instead the first ship. Yeah. So I want to make sure that the first
like, nah, fuck that.
Nah, we ain't saying first ship.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, Double. I thought you said first ship.
It's the first amphibious.
Yeah. Hey, Nimitz, I'm holding it down for you guys, man. Just so y'all know. I was on it, bro.
You blacked out when you heard first.
No. He didn't even hear another word you said. He was just waiting for you to finish. He's like, I'm about to tell him all about the Nimitz.
If I'd have went 10 minutes,
we did a PME on Admiral Chester Nimitz today, y'all.
Right.
Among the men on Iwo Island, uncommon valor was the common virtue.
Hey, Josh, I was shaking and everything over here. Just couldn't wait. I was shaking it,
man.
Hey, I did have a question, man, about sea duty, but shit, Josh and fucking Tisha ain't never been at sea. So this might not this question.
I wouldn't say I ain't ever been at sea.
I've
been.
Hey, so my question, but real talk. My question is about sea duty, man. It's like the time. We always trying to get time back, right? But on sea duty, man, it's rough, right? It's rough out there, man. We talking about we're going from deployment to deployment now, right? They got months in between going back on deployment. We also got, inspections after inspections and a lot of stuff going on when you go to sea duty. So you got them 3 or 4 years you out there. What about let's try to change those hours? Have we thought about a real, no shit, change the at sea hours? And how does that look and how does that work? And I'm going to throw out something, man. What about, I don't know if you guys ever heard this. We talked about this before, maybe, Damo, about 4-day weekdays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right? It had came out, yeah.
Think about if you did 4 days, you dogged that weekend, right? I feel like things like when I say dog the weekend, I mean like you're going to have a weekend duty every, say you got it on Friday, you got it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or you got it Saturday and Sunday. So now you may not have duty until on weekend for 3 or 4 weeks, right? Things like that I think we can do for sailors at the sea, right? What are you guys' thoughts on that, man? And I'm saying this from a standpoint of I'm a sea guy, man. I've been on sea for a long time, and it is rough now, man. We talking about a schedule that's not waiting on nobody. We talking about this. It's like go. Even when you in the yards, you think, oh, I'm coming in. I'm finna go in the yards for 6 months. It's gonna be a chill time. The yards ain't chill time. You know what I mean? You still going and going. And I just found out some ships is not even going in the yards at their home port. They're moving people to different spots or somewhere. Say you stationed in San Diego and you on a ship, we're going to send this ship to Washington State to be in the yards for this long, right? And then if it's not in the yards a certain length of time, that means you can't move your family. It's all this stuff that goes on. What I'm getting at is, though, this time limit, what do we think about you guys' thoughts on the hours, though, of sea duty?
I'll go first. I honestly think that we should do like the government does when they don't want to deal with something and they give it to the states, and then the states give it to the towns. Shit, that's what I think you should do. So I think give it to the ships, give it to the captains, right? Which captains should have it anyway.
Right.
And then captains, give it to your people, give it to your departments, give all of that, give the way we control that. Yes, it's things that have to get done, right? I get it. It's things that have to get done. Let's do the things that have to get done. But then let people, and I always felt like this, let divisions control their work schedules and all that shit. I was just watching a lady, she worked for like Microsoft, and she went through like her whole day. I promise y'all, she probably, I don't think she did 3 hours worth of work, yo. She was at the lounge. She went to the gym. She caught a snack. She was at the diner. She did a game plan. And every now and then she come back and be like, work. And honestly, and I say this to a lot of sellers, like, yo, calculate how much work you do. I promise on average, I ain't gonna promise. I strongly think on average, most sellers are doing 3.5 to 4 hours worth of work a day, if less than that, as far as actual labor on ships, right? So do this. Let us control our hours. Just give it to the Chiefs, man. Let the Chiefs, they know what the seller is supposed to be doing. They know how the day's supposed to play out. Let it happen like that. If it's a 4-day week, it's a 4-day week. If it's an 8-hour day, it's an 8-hour day. If it's a 5-hour day, it's a 5-hour day. But I just don't like this whole idea of an OSC keeping his people on a ship just because it's not a decent time to let them leave yet. You know what I'm saying? Are the EMs waiting for the rest of engineering as we get ready for some preps? Are the rest of engineering waiting for the EMs, unless we doing shore power? Then I want all y'all to stay. Like all y'all to be there for shore power evolution. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. Just give it to the people that's, because every division is like its own little workspace, right? Yeah. Like it's like its own little job site. Like give it to the job site. Let them figure. When I was an EM at a job site, it was like, hey guys, we're going to do 5/8, so we're going to do 4/10s. Which one do y'all want to do? We like, hey, let's do 4/10, so we off on Friday. Just give it to us. Yeah. That's my opinion.
But devil's advocate on that, because we're not, the ships are not individual corporations. They're all part of the Navy. Mm-hmm. If they're different one-to-one, is that going to start creating some animosity? Like, hey, I heard the Nimitz gets 3-day weekends, or this and that. If there's not some continuity from ship to ship, is that not going to start creating something there?
It is. It probably would, but I don't think it's continuity from ship to ship already. Like,
it's not.
There's not, but that's going to be even more. If I release it to the wild and I say, hey, y'all do what you want, and I don't try to put some rough parameters around it, like, hey, I am authorizing 3-day weekends if your ship can handle it. Like, if I don't do that, then it's going to look like some captains are better than others, when that might not be the case. It might be workload based or department based, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think the captains can handle the 72-hour thing. That's under his umbrella. But once they come up with a game plan, whatever that game plan is, he tell his boss, whatever hey, this is what we doing, and they get a thumbs up. The captain got it right now. But I tell you this though, ain't no ships out here doing the same thing. Right? They are doing a whole lot of the different stuff. But what I do also want to say, Josh, is these admirals and these captains that they're in charge of, they want creativity, right? Come up with some shit and let it make sense, right? If it makes sense, they on board with it, because it's all about sailors, right? We always trying to get the most out of our sailors and get, I ain't gonna say make everybody happy, but that's really what we trying to do. We trying to make sure everybody want to come to work and do a great job and things like that. So,
for sure. I was on a cruiser and we did a 4-day planning week. We didn't work Fridays. Well, you could if you ain't planned, right? That's why it was called a 4-day planning week. If you ain't get the plan right, you ain't, you had to work, and it worked. It never was like to where somebody was like, hey, like, those human elements, in my opinion, Josh, those human elements, they're going to be there no matter what. Like,
you're probably right.
The comparison and all that shit is going to be there no matter what. So, now it's like, how do we figure out, like, the command I'm going to, they work weekends, they work like all types of hours. So my thing that I want to do at the command I'm going to is like, figure out, how do we make it up? How do we make these hours up? How do we make these weekends up? Can we take off on a random Tuesday? Can we afford to do that? You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So where if you on that cruiser and you like, oh man, like these guys get off every Friday, we suck because our captain ain't letting us off. It's like, now if you that captain, it's like, all right, what can we do? If we can't do nothing, do our people totally understand? Because when we were in a 4-day planning week, we understood that, hey, Monday through Thursday, that ship across the pier that might work on Friday, they might be leaving before us. So it's always going to be like this comparative thing no matter what. And people do that now no matter what. Like they just compare.
Yeah. Facts, man.
You're right.
Yeah. So
facts.
But what's y'all thought? Do y'all think it's? And I know y'all ain't, like Damon was saying, like as far as the sea duty thing. But do y'all think it's any way to offset like the necessary evils that happen with high op tempo like that?
I know probably anyone listening is not going to like the answer. I think that if there were a way, it would be enacted. I think everyone, for the most part, wants to improve morale and get them the free time, but stuff is breaking. Manning might be low, whatever the circumstance is. Like, things are going on. It's not always possible to do that.
Hey, Josh, so a lot of times, man, we roll on that tribal stuff, man. Like, we don't ask questions. We don't say anything because we know it's not going to work. You know what I mean?
I get it. Continue. Yeah. No, I'm with you. Continue raising the questions. Can we do this? But I think that from my perspective, things like people are asking the questions and trying to do that when they can. Yeah. I think that that's like been ingrained in me. I'll speak in I statements, like as a leader, like I was always trying to cut my sailors out as early as I could and asking the question, hey, can we do this? Hey, can we do that? Like, hey, like I remember getting hemmed up as a chief because I told my sailors, like during working hours, if you're just in your office working on treatment plans and you're not doing patient interaction, you can throw on some PT gear. I don't care. And then like CMC and CO did a tour and they were like, why are your sailors in PT gear? And I'm like, because they're in the office doing paperwork. And they were like, wrong answer.
Yeah.
You're like, all right.
And then I had to call me, hey, everybody, put your uniforms back on, my bad.
Yeah. Now, hey, morale was good, though.
Morale was good. And also, by the way, they saw that I was willing to try to break the norms and like and give them what I could. Because these kids are sitting in a group listening to sailors' worst moments of their entire life, like horrific stories that make me think that I had a good upbringing. And so I'm like, anytime I can try to cut them a break from the heaviness of their job, like I'm going to. And I didn't just cower down. Like I told them when it was Deputy CMC that saw it, and I told them, I was like, this is why I'm doing it. And I told them, like, if you have any patient interaction, throw the uniform back on. If you have a meeting, uniform goes on. If you leave your office, other than like the head to head real quick, uniform goes on.
Yeah.
And I just got stomped out like, hey, yeah, sorry, like it ain't gonna happen. But they saw that I was willing to, just like you were talking, break those tribal things like, hey, there ain't no reason to have a uniform on. You're just typing up treatment plans in your office.
Yeah.
You're wearing a Mickey Mouse costume.
Yeah. Now, and it's some of those aspects that you're talking about that I wouldn't fight. Probably not uniform of the day, right? But most of the other ones, like I probably would be like, hey, man, like if it came to Liberty, are you like, hey, bro, I let my people go such and such and such and such. I'm not controlling your people.
Right.
Like I don't. What kind of stock do I have? And like, are y'all meeting mission? And I think that's a lot of what admirals want to see. Or what, like, we need to see that more. Like, yo, are you meeting mission? And if you meet in mission, and like as a command, we're meeting mission, which means we got thriving programs and like everything we need. I'm not about to be worrying about what Josh Mackey is doing inside of his division, except for a uniform of the day. I had to be like, hey, man, it's a uniform of the day.
I'm not saying I was right.
Yeah, but outside of that, man, like,
when it starts at the other clinics, it's like, I heard they don't even wear uniforms over and start pointing over.
Yeah, but I think when we get outside of shit like that, when I'm trying to be like, no, Josh, you need to make sure your people here till 1600. It's like, and if I don't have a reason for that, then now I'm like pushing that down on a leader who like, and that's where I think we kind of got to do better at when it come to being liberal with like working hours, when it come to those high op tempo type jobs. Like, let people be inventive. Now, your captain maybe could have found a way to flex with that uniform. You know what I mean? Like, so like I remember seeing an email recently from like our region, like, hey, dress down Fridays ain't it? Well, actually it came from like SecDef, I think. But like, hey, people not doing like our SecNav, but people not doing dress down Fridays no more. You need to be in uniform, but just like it could come down, it's things that could go up. Like, hey, these people dealing with this. Can we do this? And that's a part of what Admiral Gray was talking about. Like just being inventive with your leadership,
Yeah.
And to their credit, when they stomped me out, it wasn't like you're the dumbest turd ever. It was like, hey, like, I see what you're trying to do. Like, Rob's trying to find a way to give them, you know, a piece of the pie. Like, it ain't going to be this piece of the pie, but like, don't stop trying to be inventive.
Yeah.
Like nobody smacked me and said, you're the worst ever. It was more like okay, like, no, but.
It's like, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. But I'll see what you did.
And then I was like, well, I'm still going to wear my PT gear. I'll just shut my door.
Yeah, go back in the bag. You got up in there, man.
Bag of tricks. I would say that, like, because, you know, my idea of high op tempo is probably way different than like the sea duty high op tempos. But like, if you can't, like, when it comes to like work hours and stuff, if you can't satisfy as a group, maybe individually or something, and that goes back to, you know, the chiefs or the departments controlling how they want to do it, where you kind of do like a rolling basis. I remember I had a captain who was like, I want someone in the office from this time to this time, and I was like, all right, cool. It ain't gonna be all of us, and that was his expectation, was that all of us were gonna be in the office at that time. And I was like, you'll have someone here. Mm-hmm. It's just not going to be everybody. And so I would like, somebody would come in early, they would leave early, somebody would come in later, and they would leave at a later time. You always got coverage. If you got any questions, and it's like for dumb shit, like, oh, what if I need a correspondence change? Like, get out of here. Get out of here. Go in your computer and change it then.
What if I need my printer mapped?
Right. And so it's like stuff like that and it happens. Oh, I need somebody here just in case, whatever. Like, get out of here. And half the time I'm still working late anyway. So I'm like, I'm letting all of them go and I'm staying there. And now you just got to deal with me.
Yeah.
Segue into the OMPF. They need to download the OMPF. If y'all are watching this right now and you don't have your OMPF downloaded, you are wrong.
There you go. Right there. That's it right there. Hey, Josh, do you have a Do Better? You familiar with our Do Better segment?
I'm not.
Okay, so yeah, we do. I mean, it's been a while, right? But we do a segment. It's called Do Better. It's just a thing that could be better done in the Navy. Normally it's in the Navy. Normally when we get a guest, we want to get it from, you know, their opinion about something that's in the Navy. So what do you think could be better in the Navy?
Okay. Just super unpopular opinion. I'm a big phrase guy. Like I said earlier, I like the phrase, if everyone in the room is agreeing, someone's lying. So I'm willing to say the unpopular thing. I think that our chief selection process in the Navy is all the way broken. It could not be broke more if they tried. To have a process that provides so little, if none, feedback back to the sailor, and decisions are made behind closed doors with very little transparency. I think that it could not be more wrong. It promotes, or it makes, so decision-making triangle. Whenever I'm going to make a wrong decision, one of the little triangles is opportunity. Right? That opportunity is there. That creates the opportunity for wrong decision. Not saying that it happens. I'm saying that it creates that opportunity. Yeah. And so I think that there could be a more transparent, feedback-oriented way of doing a promotion system, because let's say I have an LPO that just rocks and that LPO has checked every box and then they don't get selected. And so hey, Chief, what do I do? You said my package looked good, this and that. And I say, hey, just keep doing what you're doing. And then they're like, but Chief, like, what I'm doing just got me not selected. Like, what kind of feedback is that? Whereas if I'm in the Marine Corps, I know what zone I'm in. I'm in the above zone. I'm in zone. I know who I'm competing with. I know what they have. I know what I have. There's transparency in it. And there's just none in ours. So to get long walk for a short trip, the chief selection process.
Yeah. So
I know y'all gonna come for me because you sat on boards and you know.
No.
What was you gonna say, Damon? Were you supposed to say something?
No, I would have a quick question, and I just clear it up. You talking about, Josh? You talking about specifically individual feedback, right? For that person, that
individual feedback. I don't like the cop out of, hey, look at your career ladder, like that. That's your feedback. What didn't you hit on your ladder? Like individual feedback. Hey, you didn't get selected because you have back-to-back shore and somebody else didn't, or whatever it is, or like, maybe a ranking or something else. Like, I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you my thoughts, Josh. Of course, is competitive with yours, right? And it is because I did sit on the board. I'll say this though: if you go back far enough on this podcast, you'll hear me say the same exact thing as you. I said the same exact thing as you, the same thing. After sitting on a board, I think it's hard to give feedback because the board is a board of a bunch of people that should be chiefs. It's not a deselection board. Like, it's hard to tell you why you did not make it, because at this point right here, we filtering in the top of the packages of the people that did, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then it might be at some point you might have two equal packages, but quotas are not going to, make it happen. So it's just hard.
Sometimes it's like choosing that senior sailor of the quarter, and it's like this one had a lint roll in the wrong, or like it's splitting hairs. Like, I get that it's hard, but like hard is often. It's like, it's okay that it's hard.
Yeah.
Find a way to give feedback.
Yeah, it's just hard to tell somebody that like the answer is because we can only make 55 of them. You're in the group of people that made boards. So everything you had has you where you should be, but we can only make 55 of y'all. But
there was a reason that they weren't that 55 ultimately. And that reason might be this cat had an MOVSM and you didn't, or this person had this qual and you didn't.
Or the reason might be that they was just under the cut line. You were just like, you was under the cut line. Like, we had to cut out from right there to there. It's like, it's just in it. It's not like I said, it's not like they not looking for reasons to like not. So if I'm looking for reasons to not select you, I will have reasons why you were not selected, because I'm looking for reasons to not select you, but I'm not looking for reasons to not select you. I'm looking for reasons to select you. So the people that selected are selected for those like I said, it's hard for me to kind of explain it, because I did say, not hard to explain it, but I sat on a board. So it's hard to now say that, like, hey, because I used to be like, it'd be like, hey, yo, the reason why you ain't make it was because you did. And then the board is by like 18 people. It's not like one person that made this decision. It's like 18 people, so it's not like like you would have to call all 18 in solidarity and be like, hey, would you vote me? And would you vote me? It's some things about it that I think human process stuff too, that I will attest to, but it's just hard to get a nail down. This is what, and I know some junior sellers might be upset. Like I said, because I shared that same sentiment as you, Josh, but I just think it's not that easy to explain to somebody why they didn't make it, because that's not the purpose of the board. The purpose of the board.
I get that. Yeah. And that's why I think that if feedback can't be given, the process needs to be rehauled, period, because of how much of a human factor is in it. That's the problem to me, because I'll use Corman as an example, and I'll use Swick as an example.
Don't use Corman. I'm just joking.
The process works for Swick because, hey, did you get your LPO tour? No? All right, you ain't getting selected for chief. It's qual based. As a Corman, it's not, because there's so many different jobs. Hey, did you be on a ship? No, I wasn't on a ship, but I did, go to Afghanistan. All right. Hey, did you go to Afghanistan? No, but I did, go to Kuwait. Hey, there's so many different things that I might find valuable that, Dame might not. And so that's the problem, is how much human factor is in it, because it's not black and white.
Yeah. So what they do in the beginning of this board, right? Not the Corman board, because I wasn't there. You know what I mean? But what they do in the beginning of the board that I was at, you have like that ladder thing, like the ECP and all that shit is listed out. Like, so everybody, you got CMCs from the community, right? So I could still go back for the EMs, or you got like EMCM. So you got your subject matter experts and all that stuff. They right there. They're laying out like, hey, these are the things we looking for from the SMEs, but it's everything that's off of your ECP. Right. So it's all the shit off your ECP. So this is the criteria. So if you look at your ECP, and it's funny because now it sounds like I got injected with like a Navy needle or something, but I didn't but if you look at your ECP, right?
When did they get you?
Right. It's when I set the board, like it's so convincing. I wish you could go like be a recorder, But like, if you look at your ECP, all the shit's there. Like everything you need to make chief is there on your ECP. Right? So now we just looking at your evals. We looking at your continuity. We looking at, all that other stuff. So you have the logic aspect of it right there too, because you got your SMEs there. So I just want everybody to go there and experience it and then see, and then like kind of like take notes on how you think feedback should be given. For the people that's listening, not necessarily for you, Josh, but because I was one of them too that felt like feedback.
No, I would love to. If I had more time left, I tried to last time, but my schedule didn't work out. Like I would love to.
Yeah.
For that reason, like I would actually like to problem solve and find out. Like I know it might not be easy, and I know it might not be perfect when I start, but I'll bet you that I could find a way to start working towards yes instead of working towards no, because that's what I think happens a lot. Is as soon as I bring it up, I've had this conversation a lot. And as soon as I bring it up, it's the same thing of like, oh man, it's really hard to give feedback. It's really hard. And it's like, all right, well, we're already starting to work towards no. How can we work towards yes? Stop telling me no and say like, all right, well, we could give this piece of feedback and it's not perfect, but at least it's more than what they were getting.
Yeah, like I said, you would have to get all 17. Like it's a way, because it's packages that I saw like, yo, this is an A+ package. This is, and even if I graded an A+, that don't mean that just I graded it an A+, don't mean that person is about to make chief, because it's a bunch of us in that, in that room figuring it out. And then you might have, and you don't know the quota until you graded the package already, right? So you're not grading a package bias with a quota bias already. You've already graded these packages. Then you're like, all right, here go the quota. Or whatever, right? And I hope I'm saying that right. So you get in a room, then like after you get everything, they give you the quota, and then you get your cut lines. You get like, hey, anybody with a score that's like 35 and below or whatever, get those packages, get them out of here. They ain't gonna make it. And anybody with a score that's like 95 and above, these packages gonna make it. Now let's look at everything between like the 94 and the 30, whatever. And all of these are good, really good packages, right? So it's like, all right, let's look at them again. Let's figure them out again. And boom. So I think it'd be very easy to tell somebody who didn't make it on the first look, like the 35 and under group, why they didn't make it. And I think it'd be really easy to tell somebody that made it on the first look, that 95 and over group, why they did make it. But when
hey, I think that's great. Maybe that's the first step. Hey, if you didn't even make the first cut, we're going to give you feedback on why you didn't make that first cut. And maybe that's the first step towards feedback.
Maybe.
And maybe the feedback for the ones that did make the cut is, hey, you made the cut, but you just didn't make the final cut. So they know, okay, well, I got close. Because now, if I don't get selected, I don't know if I was the number one cut or at the bottom of the list. At least that is some feedback, and I'm starting to work towards yes.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like you felt, but I think everybody should go set a board and see and actually come up with some thoughts and ideas. I'd be interested.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that was a good do better. It turned into a topic.
Yeah, it did.
My do better is people leaking these people that sit in meetings. We gotta
do better.
Yeah, people that sit in meetings with Fleet Master Chiefs, Force Master Chiefs, and MCPONs or whatever. And if it's a Chiefs thing, leaking that shit out. That's we shouldn't be doing that shit. Like,
we have forgotten that not everything is for everyone. Yeah. Like, y'all have got to stop doing this.
Yeah. I don't know who you want to be. CNN, Fox News, the Shade Room. I don't know who you think you are, but we gotta do better with that. Like, that shit is just egg in the face for now. You got CMCs not knowing what the hell going on. You got we blindsiding people. We can't even properly introduce information now. We got people thinking this is going to be a 3-mile run soon, and it's just a lot. A lot happening, man. Yeah, that's my do better. I don't like that.
Yeah, hey, so the biggest problem with that, Damo, I think, and people, we all know this, man, when stuff change hands so many times, how many times it changes, right? Yeah. So, like that information get put out, they changed a couple words here, a couple words there, and everything by the time it get to the deck plates, it's a whole new thing, man. know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Telephone game.
Yep.
yeah. Hey, so my do better is pretty simple, man. It's them NGIS keys, man. So I stayed there about 2 weeks, man, and this is no shit, man. I was going there 3 or 4 times to get those keys changed, man.
Constantly getting it recharged.
Yeah, recharge. They told me, then I said, well, you can't put it by your phone, which I already know. You can't have it by your phone, right? So boom, I put it in the other pocket. Oh, you also can't have it by your keys, right? You can't have it by your wallet. I got told 3 that you can't have it by your phone, your keys, and your wallet.
It actually can't touch the air. You have to keep it in a Ziploc bag in an airtight container.
Oh man!
If the sun touches the key, you got to get it recharged.
Those cars still like that,
bro. It's the worst, bro. The worst, man. And they know it. That's what this lady had the nerves to tell me. This is why we stay open 24 hours.
Like, what? Like, yo, it can't go by no other cards. It's like,
right.
You can't go back to just the regular, like, giving out keys if this is what it's at.
Hey, just give me a key, man.
Just give me a key.
Just give me a key.
I know you got keys.
Yeah, give me a key.
That's it, man.
It's some good Wi-Fi, man. I got to download my OMPF, man.
Gotta get it downloaded, man.
Just download this OMPF.
Right.
Hey, my book of the... What up?
Go ahead, Damo.
Oh, I didn't do my do better yet.
We didn't know you had to do better.
I usually don't.
We got these notes. We got these notes.
It just came up in my head. I've been sitting here like trying to go in my head. And so originally my do better was creditors who, when you owe them money, they be beating down your phone. But when they owe you money, it take them forever and a day to get your money back to you. But I can even relate that back to the Navy because the Navy do the same shit. I remember PCS and for some reason, every time you PCS, your pay get jacked up as though you're the first one to ever PCS in the Navy. And then when they're trying to, fix everything, the breakdown that they give you, like, oh, well, your LES, it says this, but in our system, it looks like this. And like the money categories don't really look the same. And so it's like, bro, like, I just want to make sure y'all giving me what y'all supposed to give me because the math ain't mathing. Because like my LES says one thing, but you're looking in the system and I'm just like, so how much is calculated for this? How much, like, give me each line item and tell me how you got to these calculations, because otherwise we're going to sit here for an hour until I figure out what the hell you talking about, because I feel like you're cheating me out of some money. And then they just going to swipe it too. That's the thing. Like, they will underpay you something and then or what, you get overpaid, they trying to take it next paycheck, all of it, boom. But then like when it's time for you to recoup money, like they act like it's going to take them 30 to 60 days to process it. Like, nah, it didn't take you 30 to 60 days to give me to take the money. Mm-hmm. Don't take 30 to 60 days to give it back. So that's my complaint with the Navy PCS system or the Navy finance DFAS. I won't even say PSs because it starts at DFAS, but they be on the same shit that creditors be on.
Yeah, Cleveland.
Yeah.
Cleveland. Yeah. My book of the week is The Motive by Patrick Lencioni. It's not my book of the week because I think it's incredible or amazing. It's my book of the week because I read it. You know what I mean? Somebody that was one of our past guests recommended this book. I forgot who it was. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I honestly think I probably need to read it again. It was a really good story about leaders and leadership and the way that you approach it. Let me see if I could get the full title of this book. This book is called The Motive: Why So Many Leaders Abdicate Their Most Important Responsibility. So it's one of those fable books, right? So it's a book about a leader who is competing against this other leader. And the person he's competing against, he say, hey, let's set up a meeting. Let's get together. Let's talk about our companies. And we got to be transparent about our companies. And then they start talking. And like The guy quickly figures out that this other, like he's totally out of his league. This other leader is a much better leader than him. And eventually they figure out a way to get to buy the other guy's company, but then bring him on as the CEO because he is a better leader. And then it just gets into different things about leadership and the ways that you should be and should act. And it actually, for me, the takeaway I got from it is that I should love meetings a little bit more than I do, because right now I hate them. So
yeah.
So it gave me a really good outlook on meetings, right? Especially about like how important they are, but also like how to make sure that they are important. You know, how not to be wasting your time at meetings and having other people wasting their time at meetings. So make the meeting important. You know, don't just hate the meeting. Because one of the big things, like if you hate the meeting, you're going to hate the meeting. Like, it ain't going to be good. So definitely some good gems in there. Like I said, I got to read it again. I'm not having the best year reading books right now. But yeah, that's it. That's my book of the week.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy out here, world. But I got a book of the week too. You guys know it. It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot. Yeah, man. So, hey, my book of the week is Go for No, man. It's by Richard Fenton and Andrea Waltz, man. So the book is more about business, though, right? It's talking about go for the, like it says, go for the no, right? It's this whole, you know, this guy that hits his head and he go back to his future himself, and he's a billionaire and he did all this stuff. But a lot of times it's talking about like trying to get him there, right? So it's the process of him getting there and he wants to quit and all this stuff. But it's mostly the book talks about something that relates to the Navy about like it's okay to get no's, right? And it talks about in sales, it's talking about, right, this guy, he trying to get 4 sales, right? He trying to get 4 sales with, so how many no's that you get to get these 4 sales? And it's like, oh, I got 6 no's. I got 8 no's, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they had this thing with his guy, his future self was talking about, well, what if you got 80 no's?
Mm-hmm.
Right? How many sales would you get if you had 80 no's? If you getting 8 sales, if you getting 8 no's and you getting 4 yeses, what if you did 80 no's? How many yeses you would get? So that's kind of how, you know, kind of how it goes in. I play the same part with no. It's okay to get a no, right? It ain't the end of the world. It's okay. And they also talked about how they was giving awards out in the book for how many no's they got. Oh, and they came up and gave him a plaque. But they said every person that got the most no's was also the person who got the most yeses.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's one of the things, man. Good book, man. It makes you think, and then you also can relate it back, you know. And also this book was we talked about it. Mr. Motivation was the one that came on the podcast and say he recommended this book. So it's a good book.
Yeah, I heard him talk about it on another show.
On that, when I got into medical officer recruiting, it's really difficult because I'm working with a very small group of people. It's not like going to a high school and half of them probably I can talk into the military. It's a very small group of educated people that I'm talking to. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't hitting anything and it was in a bad area. And our like mandatory numbers were like, hey, we want you to call 25 people a day. And I was like I ain't getting no bites. I'm getting no's on 25. I was like, I'm calling 100 people a day. And I started getting some success with that. And it was because I was just getting more no's. Yeah. But I was like, hey, like if for every 25 people I'm getting one meaningful conversation, I was like, if I call 100, I'm going to get 4 meaningful conversations and maybe one of them join the Navy.
Yeah. Don't be discouraged by like failures or missteps. Don't be discouraged. Just keep going.
Yeah. Keep pushing.
You know? That'll mean a lot for after the results come out. So keep that book in mind.
Y'all, don't worry about what people say about you. They're going to try to belittle you. They're going to try to cellularize your name. They're going to try to sabotage you. They're going to just try to do anything they're trying to do to destroy you. Destroy you.
Destroy.
Yeah. Hey, before we get out here, hey, Josh, man. Hey, I know you said you ain't got a whole lot of time left in the Navy, man, but I wish I served with you, man. I like somebody to tell their truth, man. I like somebody who say, hey, what comes up comes out, and you mean it, and you love it, and it's whatever, right? So I like that, man. And I wish more sailors was like that, man. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if you feel a certain way, let's talk about it. Right? Don't go hide in a corner nowhere. Let's talk about it, man. So, hey, thank you for being on, man. Like Damo said before, man, you can come on anytime, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, I want to argue and fight with my Chiefs, man. Like all the time, bro. Like,
Bro,
let's argue and fight.
The first thing I do when I get a new LPO, I sit them down and I say, I don't like yes men. I want you to argue with me. Shut the door and motherfuck me. Like, let's battle test it in here so it doesn't fail out there.
Yeah.
Don't be agreeable. In fact, try to be contrary with me.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Hey, keep doing what you're doing, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, man. We made this thing happen, man. It's been a long time coming, man.
I know. And I knew from as soon as I saw the name, I was like, if that's who I think it is, this is going to be a good one. And Damon, Josh, you gave us a good one.
Shout out to the marshmallows, man.
Yo.
All right, y'all.
That's wild. All right.